It's Friday night Sagamore Conference football in beautiful Frankfort, Indiana. You are locked in live to the ISC Sports Network and the Hot Dog Network, the 1-7 home team in blue, hosting 2-6 Crawfordsville in the final week of the regular season. J.D. Arlen, Darren Carlson joining you live on senior night here in Frankfort. Dale, some changes made to the Hot Dog offense since last week.
Well, of course, it's going to be an interesting night here to watch Frankfort's offense with the switch from, we're not quite sure exactly what they're going to be doing, but when you lose your two best football players, your quarterback, Doug Woods, and then, Jacob Burns, your leading receiver, both get knocked out in the same game as they did last week. It necessitated some changes on Frankfort's part, so it's going to be interesting to see, what they try to do tonight.
Number 17, Nick Ewing, will start under center for the Hot Dogs. He is just a freshman, stands at 6'0", 150 pounds, so some changes definitely made to the Frankfort offense as we get a look at tonight's officials. As you can see, Robert Bryant, Trent Toko, Anthony DeHaven, Jeff Farrell, and Jeff Pavey. Thanks for paving the way for us, guys. But Dale, talking a little bit about your keys to the game. What do you think both sides are going to have to do to walk away with a W tonight?
Well, it's going to have to start with getting the ball to their playmakers for the visiting Crawfordsville Athenians, and that's a great team nickname, by the way.
Yes, it is.
They've got two excellent wide receivers, Caden Underwood and Ethan McLemore, and then Anthony Lee provides some room for them running the football. Frankfort, it's going to be interesting. The last few weeks, Nelson Honor has become kind of their playmaker running the football, so he's going to have a big night. And Garrett Burrs also, I think, is going to get some carries. Now, for any of that to happen, the line of scrimmage is going to be critical, and both of these teams have struggled in the offensive and defensive lines. So controlling the line of scrimmage, whoever can do that is going to be key. And then number 3 is first downs. So many times we talk about third downs, but you got to win on first down, and that'll be key tonight.
And we will see how it all plays out just after the national anthem. Stick with us on the ISC Sports Network. We will be right back.
Finding affordable, quality reproductive health care isn't always easy. Did you know that there is now a family planning and reproductive health clinic in our area that is income-based? Services include Pap tests, breast cancer screenings, pregnancy tests, sexually transmitted infection and HIV testing, same-day birth control placement, filled prescriptions, and free condoms. Services are on an income-based sliding scale. Visit 1234 Rossville Avenue or call 659-6063 for more information or to schedule an appointment.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a third season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, ISCSportsNetwork.com. You can see episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll remember everything we say.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Play ball here in Frankfort. National anthem has come and gone. J.D. Arlen, Dale Carlson joining you live for this Sagamore Conference battle. Dale, we were just talking about your keys to the game before the break.
Yeah, we got a little rush there to let the stands and ourselves be able to honor America with the anthem. But last, just touch on 2 and 3 again. Line of scrimmage, controlling the line of scrimmage is going to be critical tonight, and first downs and so many. Analytics, you always talk about third down conversions and how well is the team doing on third down, but we always had a goal of 50% plus 4 yards or more on first downs. And really, whichever team can put themselves in that 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3 situations is going to go a long ways to coming out with a win tonight and a conference win going into the playoffs.
Dale, something we were talking about off air before we began, we were watching Frankfort warm up, and it looked like a completely different formation in offense than we saw the last time that you and I called one of these games. How easy is it to learn a whole new offensive scheme in a week, especially when you've got a freshman quarterback under center?
Well, that's a real challenge. I mean, 4 weeks ago, Frankfort was lining up in a lot of no back, doing some motion to get to a running back in the backfield, but throwing the ball, all over the field. And now it really looks like they're going to line up, look like a wing T formation, and the intricacies of running the wing T with all the different blocking schemes can be very, very challenging. So it's going to be interesting to see how multiple they get with that offense tonight and what they're able to accomplish with it. But, the other part of it is, what Danville's got to try and figure out, how are we going to defend this? Because I'm sure they know that, with Woods and with Burns being out tonight for Frankfort, something was going to have to change. But was it the wing T? We'll see how well Danville adjusts to the changes that Frankfort makes as well.
Yeah, the Athenians are sure going to have their work cut out for them as far as not being able to prepare. So almost the element of surprise is with Frankfort this evening. Now, Dale, we talk a little bit about this is the last week of the regular season. Of course, sectionals on the horizon, and then the postseason beyond that. As the air changes, you look ahead to the sectional pairings, and both of these teams have their work cut out for them. Frankfort has drawn Kokomo, who is 8-0, and Crawfordsville has drawn Western Boone, who is 7-1. What can you take away from tonight's game in the last test of the regular season and apply to the playoffs?
Well, for both Frankfort and for Crawfordsville, they want to get a win going into that playoff. Into the playoffs, and this sounds trite, but it is a new season. It's a new opportunity. And the great thing about Indiana high school football is every team gets a second chance. They get new life with that first playoff game. So, and stranger things have happened. You've seen teams that are, 1-8 or 2-6 or whatever, win a first-round playoff game. Now, obviously, it's going to be tough for both of these schools. Kokomo being undefeated going into tonight's game. Western Boone's already blown out Crawfordsville once. So they're definitely going to have both are going to have a challenge on their hands. But, in a one-game situation, one-game playoff, stranger things have happened. And, I think whichever team can win tonight gets themselves some confidence going into that opening round playoff game, and that may be enough to propel them potentially, to a win next week.
For sure, it has been a long time since both of these squads have walked away victorious on a Friday night. In fact, it's been since week 2, and that's when Crawfordsville won its last game, 27-20 over Fountain Central. Frankfort, you got to go all the way back to week 1, 26-16, right here at the Yard against Clinton Central. Beyond that, it's been an unfortunate season for the Hot Dogs. But Crawfordsville, over its last 6 games, has been outscored pretty significantly, 256-26 in the last 6 weeks of football. A couple of demoralizing losses in week 7 and 8, 35-0 against Lebanon, 53-0 against Tri-West. How do you even come back from that in a tough end to a very difficult regular season?
You just have to focus on the task at hand and focus on tonight's game, focus on, the first play, and then not really worry about the scoreboard, but just try and play the next play, play it as hard as you can. I know having young football teams in the past, in my coaching career, a lot of times we would just talk about that, play the next play, don't worry about the scoreboard, give your best effort, play the next play, and I'm sure that's what both these coaching staffs, are talking to their teams about. But, the Sagamore Conference is so competitive. So competitive. You could see a state champion come out of the Sagamore Conference. Could it be Tri-West? Could it be Danville? Those are 2 very, very good football teams, obviously. So, both these teams play against great competition, and sometimes that helps you going into the playoffs. Sometimes it doesn't. But, again, I think just playing the next play and playing as hard as you can, I think that's what both coaches want from their teams tonight.
We will see how it all shakes out as teams are about to enter the field. We're experiencing a little bit of a delay with senior night festivities. For those who don't know what happened last year, about a year ago today, Crawfordsville won 18-8, and all but 2 points of that was scored in the first quarter. So this game Crawfordsville pulls ahead 16-8 after one period and then held the lead for the latter 24 minutes. The only other scoring was a safety in the third quarter to put the cherry on top and give them that 18-8 final score. That was also the first win for the Athenians in their 2021 campaign. So how important do you think it is to set the tone early, especially when you've got two relatively evenly matched teams?
Yeah, I think that's going to be key for whichever team can do that. And the weather might play a little bit of a factor. Not so much; it's not supposed to rain till after the game tonight, but we do have a pretty stiff wind coming from the screen from right to left here, and especially a team like Crawfordsville that likes to throw the football. If they end up having to go into the wind for the first quarter, potentially Frankfort might get great field position out of a situation like that, might be able to get an early lead. So we'll have to see how the wind and the weather plays into effect. But, yeah, you want to jump out early. I mean, especially when you have two teams that have been struggling. If one team can jump out early, take control of the game, they do a lot for their confidence going forward to try and finish out 4 quarters of play.
Yeah, that's well said. The weather definitely going to be a factor. Take a look at those flags right there. Wind going 14 miles per hour. That's going to affect everything from your passing to even what could be a simple extra point can turn into quite a task. It's 61 degrees right now, but I'd argue it feels closer to 50 when you're out there in that wind. So you'll see a lot of stocking caps and winter coats out here in Frankfort. Definitely feels like football weather, and that changes the pace of play. But if Frankfort really is going to run the football a little bit more with the absence of Doug Wood starting at the running back position, will be Garrick Burge in place of Jacob Burns. If they are going to run the football on a windy night like tonight, it might be to their benefit.
Yeah, it definitely could be. Again, it goes back to what we talked about at the top of the broadcast. Can Frankfort control the line of scrimmage? Can they create those holes? Can they execute the new blocking schemes that they've had to work on this past week in a very short period of time? And then the other challenge with putting in a new offense like that is you have a lot of two-way players, and so the time that they needed to have to get acclimated to new blocking schemes, will be a challenge. But it could give them an edge, especially if they have to go into the wind, if they can actually get those positive yards, especially can get 4+ on first down and put themselves into good situations.
Yeah, we'll see how it shakes out, and I would expect the ground game, like you said, to be very important tonight. We talked about the postseason just a moment ago, but let's talk about conference championships. So just across town right now, the Sagamore Conference competing for the conference championship is Western Boone and Lebanon. Both sit at 5-1. If Tri-West wins as well, there will be a tie for first in the Sagamore Conference. Look towards the bottom of the rankings for these two teams, both winless in the conference. Both sit at 0-6. So somebody going to walk out of here with their first conference win and the momentum they need in the playoffs.
And again, as we talked before, that the Sagamore Conference is so competitive. Potentially having 3 teams at the top tied for a tri-championship, and 3 and maybe even 4 teams that could make some noise in the playoffs, although they're going to end up having to play each other again somewhere, down the line. But it's just such a great conference at the top, so competitive, and it's tough, when you're one of the programs that's been struggling when you have to go play those people every week.
Oh, for sure. As we get a look at what's going on the field, both coaches now taking a walk out. You can see the officials there. Brad Clark for Crawfordsville in his first year at 2-6. From what I can find online, it's his first stop in head coaching. And then on the other side of the ball is James Byers, who is in his 5th year, sits at 8-39. That's a .17 win-loss percentage. He was at Seeger before that in the 14-15 season. Yeah, you can see him on your screen there. Got the shorts on. Wind not a factor for Coach Byers.
Oh, that's trying to set the tone. You don't worry about the cold weather or anything. Keep them shorts on. My guess is Coach Byers wears those shorts all the way through the season. I'd put some money on that.
Were you ever the kind of guy to have the hoodie on in the summer and the shorts on in the winter?
Nah, I never had the shorts on in the winter. You kidding? I had tights on underneath my pants when it got to be cold.
I've got tights on right now, actually. It's not a lie. It is pretty chilly here in Frankfort tonight. As you can see the Athenians take the field, the visitors. The home team will run through that tunnel you saw earlier, made up of the band and some cheerleaders here on senior night. And Frankfort coming into this game, again, with those 7 losses in a row, looking to turn the tides. If they're going to do it, they'll probably do it at home. That was their lone win this season, was at home, and stretching back to last season, some of their only wins were right here at the Yard, as you can see them getting ready to go.
And, I think, again, Frankfort playing the last night, it's senior night here. That always gives you a little bit of extra motivation. It's the seniors' last home game probably in their careers. They've got their parents here and their friends. They've been honored before the game, and that gets you fired up. And for the rest of the team, I know when we'd have our senior nights, we'd always talk to the returning players about you got to play hard for these guys. They've been here. They've been playing for 4 years. They've been leading the program, and so let's do our best to get them out as winners tonight on senior night.
Yeah, talking about these seniors, this group went 1-29 between 2017 to 2019. The current seniors were freshmen during the winless 0-10 season. The next year, the Hot Dogs finished at 5-5. They beat Southmont, which was quite impressive, 40-22. Last year, the Dogs started 2-0 and then lost their latter 7 games. And so it looks like different chapter, same story for Frankfort, unless they can reverse it tonight.
Yeah, and that's obviously what they want to get. The seniors want to go out with a win tonight at home, and I think every player on the Frankfort roster wants to see these guys go out, as winners. And when you talk about players that are able to stay in for 4 years and play, through some of the lack of success that they've had, you've got to give those kids a lot of credit because they stuck it out, they kept working, they kept playing, and they're giving their best out there. Those are a lot of great life lessons to learn.
Captains there for Frankfort that you can see in center field as the coin toss. It looks like Crawfordsville has elected to receive, and so we will see all that action in just a moment. Captains for Frankfort include Nelson Honor Ramirez, Caden Jarman, Wyatt Criswell, and 55 jersey there, that is Keats Pippinger.
Well, it looks like Crawfordsville thinks that their offense can take control here, and even though knowing they were going to have to go into the wind here in the first quarter, they must feel very confident that they can move the ball here against Frankfort.
Well, set the tone early. That's what we've been talking about, and that might become a factor if you can make a statement, a punch in the gut on the opening drive, because right now, being senior night, being home on senior night, all of the momentum is with Frankfort before the start of the game.
Of course, I said that about Crawfordsville going into the wind, and obviously the officials didn't turn the groups around, but Frankfort's going to be kicking into the wind, giving Crawfordsville and their passing game the wind here to start the ball game. So that's kind of an interesting call as well.
And so we will get going here in just a moment. Put the popcorn in the microwave, folks. A little Sagamore Conference football coming shortly. Back to receive is Anthony Lee. And you can see he's way back there. And Crawfordsville lining up pretty shallow, expecting a short kick.
I think that's the factor of the wind coming in the face of Frankfort here in their kicker. So they're going to, move their returner up here a little bit and see if they can get good field position here in the opening kickoff.
Juan Ramos boots it. Wind not a factor at all the way down to the 10. And there goes Anthony Lee. He's still on his feet as he crosses the 20-yard line down to about the 22, and that's where the Athenians will take over on offense. They'll love that word, Athenians.
That was an excellent kick. It almost looked like a Tiger Woods stinger shot. Keeping it low into the wind, was able to drive the Frankfort returner back, and actually, did a pretty good job of pinning Crawfordsville inside the 25-yard line here to start the game.
So now we see the starting quarterback of the Athenian group in white. That is A.J. Hall, a 5'10 senior. And they'll start off with what looks like a pass. And they will run the ball. Zeke Cardenas over the right side, finds a little space. How about a 9-yard gain? Now it's 2nd and 1. A great stop made by the defense, or that guy was gone.
Yeah, Ethan Cooper, the right guard, came out, called that a little G scheme where the play side guard pulls and leads outside just on a little off-tackle play. And Cardenas is a hard runner as well as Hall is. They're both split the time getting the football. And it was a nice gain to get a first down for Crawfordsville.
Yeah, so they'll mark him past the first down marker, so that it will be 1st and 10 for Crawfordsville as they'll try to send a couple men in motion. You see Caden Underwood switching places with Ethan McLemore. And so they'll air it out over to McLemore. A huge hit on Frankfort. That was Lalo Castillo. Took his ankles off the ground. Take a look at this.
Yeah, that was a very nice play by Castillo. Caden Underwood is a little bubble screen off the outside zone fake, and Underwood did not get a very good block, forced the receiver to go back inside, and then you had the big hit by the Frankfort corner and held them. Still a 5-yard gain, though, so again, we talked about that plus 4, plus 5 on first down. Crawfordsville's getting that.
2nd down and 5, ball on the 38. And here comes the snap. It's Cardenas again. He'll try to sneak around to the outside, and he's stuffed after loss of yards, and so that'll probably bring up 3rd down and 6. He either got right back to the line of scrimmage or lost a yard. Pretty stout defensive effort from Frankfort so far, as they haven't allowed Crawfordsville to even get into hot dog territory.
Yeah, Evans Machora, who's the defensive end, beat the down block. It was that G scheme again, and he was able to beat the down block by the tight end and make a tackle for no gain. They're putting Crawfordsville in 3rd and 5.
A.J. Hall lining up. Couple of backs. They'll give it to Cardenas. And he breaks free for the first down. Got it plus about 3 yards there. So they'll move the chains. A great 3rd down conversion for the Athenians to keep this drive alive and keep pounding down the field.
Yeah, Cardenas with a very, very tough run there. Just ran a little bit of an ISO play. Anthony Lee didn't get the greatest block in the world, lead block, but it was enough for Cardenas to cut back inside and pick up the first down. And Crawfordsville's doing a good job staying ahead of the chains.
So just under 10 to go. 1st and 10 on the 46. Hall with 2 backs in the pocket with him. And he will pass. Got enough time over the middle. Good thinking. Ethan McLemore not able to come up with it. Threw him a little bit too low, but great defensive coverage. How about throwing under pressure? A.J. Hall got rid of the football just in time.
Yeah, A.J. Hall is a very gutsy quarterback, having had Danville a few weeks ago. He's not afraid to stand in there. He'll take a hit to deliver the football, and just couldn't quite connect with McLemore there on the slant pattern.
Hall will reset, 2nd and 10. This will be a run right up the middle for Anthony Lee, who is their kick returner as well. So that'll bring up 3rd down and short. And Lee picks up some much-needed yardage to make this 3rd and extremely manageable.
I think he could have gotten a few more yards there. He got a really good block from Cardenas, but he made his cut where Cardenas took the Frankfort linebacker. If he would have cut out to his left, I think he would have had a first down there.
So a little change in formation there for Crawfordsville as they'll make Frankfort jump. And some trickery from A.J. Hall.
Yeah, good job mixing up the cadence there. And, you got the clap going, you got the hard count, and Frankfort jumped. You just as a coach, you just hate to see those penalties are avoidable, and especially when they result in first downs like that, that just drives you nuts as a coach.
And so now it'll be 1st and 10 after the 5-yard penalty. And so move those chains on. Drive stays alive for the Athenians. This is a long drive. 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter of play. And it's a run for Cardenas. Right up that right side, gets about 8. And a nice tackle made, but Cardenas really showing off the wheels.
Yeah, we're going to have a holding call, though, on 77, Ethan Cooper here. They ran that G-scheme play again, and Cooper did get his hands up inside. He kind of tackled the Frankfort defender, and they're going to push Crawfordsville back here.
So all that yardage that they made up with the hard count wiped clean. as you're right, they'll take a walk back, and it'll be first and 15, I believe.
That was a shame, too, because they had a nice running lane right there, and just got to get Cooper's just got to get his hands up inside. Can't just go grab and tackle the defender.
So 1 yard deep in hot dog territory on the 49, first and 15. Here comes Hall. And he'll give it right to Cardenas, who goes up the middle for not much of a gain. So it'll bring up second down. We'll call it 12.
Yeah, almost the whole Frankfort defense right there coming in to make the play. They ran that isolation play again. Caden Fry from his defensive tackle spot did a good job squeezing the hole, and allowed Carrillo and Barkley to come in and clean it up, put Crawfordsville in second and long.
So another minute has gone by on this drive alone. Crawfordsville has had the football for now 4 minutes of play. And here comes Cardenas. They're going to keep running him right up the middle. And eventually you got to change it up, but I will say he gets 3 or 4 yards each time he touches the football.
Yeah, he's definitely getting some good yards right there. Again, Anthony Lee gets a little bit more physical block right there. You might see some more yards there for Cardenas, but at least he put themselves in a third manageable situation, and I got to believe this is 4-down territory for Crawfordsville.
Every time but one, he's got positive yardage, and he usually averages just about 1.7 yards a carry before this game. And here is Cardenas. That's more than 1.7 yards, but I don't know if it's enough to get the first down. Fighting all the way to that pylon. We'll see. Take another look at it. Nice stutter step there.
Yeah, he did a nice job of the hole was closed up right there. Again, I think that was McCora made that nice play a few plays ago. Did a nice job taking down the double team, forced Cardenas to bounce. Unfortunately, Frankfort pursuit didn't get there, and Cardenas was able to pick up the first down.
So another first down as the chains keep moving for the Athenians. Now down well inside of hot dog territory. And this offensive scheme seems to be working as they march down. Cardenas finds some room. Nice little 9-yard, 10-yard gain. And this run block defense has got to improve for Frankfort. As you see, they make a few personnel changes.
Yeah, they're seeing a lot of the Frankfort defensive linemen standing up right there, just getting knocked off the ball. And, they're just chunking them here, 5, 6, 7, 8 yards a pop, just running a little simple inside isolation play. It seems like Crawfordsville is saying, you know what, until you stop it, we're going to just keep handing the ball off.
So, correction, that was a 6-yard gain. It's second down and 4 on the 27. Just shy of the red zone here for the Athenians. And a couple of Frankfort defenders dropping back as they'll run. And Anthony Lee finds some space to get a first down.
Yeah, a little bit different blocking scheme that time. Cardenas this time led on the defensive end, almost a power-type scheme. And Lee was able to find a little crease there in the guard tackle hole and get close to the first down. Looks like it's 3rd and short.
Oh, man, I thought he had that. Yeah,
I
so
did too.
It will be 3rd and short. A very long drive for Crawfordsville, who has now taken a significant portion of time off the clock as we pass the 6-minute mark here in the first quarter of play. Still scoreless here in Frankfort. A.J. Hall going to keep 2 backs in the pocket with him. Hall checks it to the left side. Ethan McLemore finding some space. Definitely picks up the conversion to get inside the red zone. And I like these little screen passes just behind the line of scrimmage to pick up easy yardage.
Yeah, it was 3rd and short there. It looks like he had the option to either hand it off. Frankfort did not cover the wide receiver there that time, so it's just a little quick throw out. And even though it was just a few yards, it was enough to get the first down and keep Crawfordsville with possession right here. And who knows, they might run the whole quarter out here.
So the pressure starting to build for the Frankfort defense as it's 1st and 10 on the 18. Hall rolling back, gets a nice block, but eventually brought down, and yes, it'll be a sack. Dennis Barkley there for the stop for Frankfort. Take another look. A great block there from 44. but then just not enough space in the pocket to make anything happen, and he's brought down hard.
Yeah, Caleb Boggs, the defensive end, did a really nice job. Had a chance to get the sack for himself, missed the tackle, but he was able to force Hall back inside where Barkley cleaned him up and put Crawfordsville in a second and long here. And sometimes you got to wonder, you're running the ball. Sometimes maybe you just need to keep doing that.
2nd and 16 on the 24. And it'll be another run for Anthony Lee. He picks up a lot of yardage, but Dale, another 3rd down situation for Crawfordsville. Not something you want to have on every set of downs.
Yeah, for sure, but this is going to be, again, probably 4-down territory for them. They've really had a lot of success running that little isolation play inside where the lead back just goes through the guard tackle gap, the running back follows. They're doing a good job at the line of scrimmage, which is one of the things we talked about at the beginning of the game, controlling the line of scrimmage. Crawfordsville's done a nice job with that, but they are in a 3rd and long situation here. But like I said, I think this will be 4-down territory.
3rd and 7 with 4:10 to go. Ball on the 15-yard line, and we will see a timeout on the field as Frankfort will stop play. James Byers rallying the troops for a moment. Maybe he saw something in that offensive formation. But Dale, if you're in that Athenian huddle right there, what are you saying if you're head coach Brad Clark?
What I'm saying is keep pounding on that line of scrimmage, keep controlling the line of scrimmage. I'm probably going to talk to my running backs, though, about being a little bit more physical on those lead blocks. While they've been getting some chunk plays at 5, 6, 7 yards, a little bit better blocking by both Cardenas and Lee. They could have had some breakaway plays in there. But as is, they're just chunking it out, and I think he's saying just keep playing physical, just keep getting after it up front, and let's keep controlling the line of scrimmage.
I'm surprised with how well Frankfort has been able to contain the Athenians, especially with all the movement around in the lineup. And I know you're thinking, well, hey, it was their quarterback and their wide receiver, but in 4A football, a lot of these guys are playing 2 ways, so a whole lot of holes to fill both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we talked earlier, because of the 2-way play, how much time did they actually spend on defense this week? Were they spending most of their time on the new offense? So, they're fighting, but, right now Crawfordsville's winning the line of scrimmage.
All right, we're back. 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Hall on 3rd and 7. And he'll try to make him jump again, but Frankfort doesn't let it happen. Play clock at 6. And here comes here comes Anthony Lee right up the middle. Thought he held on to it, but Lee not able to find much space there. A pretty stout defensive line that closes the gap, and you can see him rush in to make the stop.
Yeah, that's Evan Makora again. Hope I'm pronouncing his name right, but did a great job fighting off the block of the tight end, closed on the hole, and made the stop for about a 2-yard gain, putting Crawfordsville in a 4th and 5 here. This is a big down for both teams right now. Frankfort really needs a stop.
This is the most important play of the game so far. 4th down and 5 on the 13 with the clock rolling at about 3.5. Here's Hall. He's going to pass. Shoots for the end zone, nearly picked off, and hey, Frankfort's going to make the stop for a turnover on downs. Great defensive coverage there from Garrick Burge, who will be starting at running back tonight, avoiding the pass interference, batting the ball away, and putting a stop to this Athenian drive. Wow.
Yeah, Burge did a great job of putting his hands on the Crawfordsville receiver, not allowing him to get down the field, and then avoided the pass interference to bat the ball away. It wasn't a great throw by A.J. Hall. He did have a little bit of pressure, but great stop for Frankfort. Now let's see what their offense can do if they can make some yards here and potentially drive the length of the field.
Pin deep in their own territory. Nick Ewing under center for the Hot Dogs, wearing the 17 jersey. Was a student in the Clinton Prairie system, moved over here to Frankfort High School. So his first game as a starter at quarterback. And it'll be right up the middle there, not much space to go. In to make the stop was Cardenas, who is a great running back as well for this Athenian team.
Yeah, you see both Cardenas and Hall both play inside linebackers. They're almost linebacker 1A and 1B in terms of tackles. There's a lot of penetration there by those white jerseys. And again, it's that controlling the line of scrimmage that Frankfort offensive line's got to start to take this over if they're going to have an opportunity here to move the football.
So not the start you want. 2nd and 10, ball on the 13. Here comes Ewing again. And usually we see Frankfort take to the air every single play, so it's good to see him try to change something up in their first play from scrimmage. It'll be a quick pitch. They're going to roll right up the middle for about a 2-yard gain. On the carry was Nelson Honor Ramirez. Dale, how important is that one jersey tonight for this Frankfort team?
Nelson Honor's been their offense the last couple of weeks, and they've got to figure a way to get him rolling here. Running the football so far. The Crawfordsville defensive front's been up to the task and has been able to stuff him on 2 opportunities here. So we'll see what happens here on 3rd down, if they're going to allow a pass here, if they're just going to continue with the run game.
Less than 2 minutes to go. Here's Ewing on 3rd down and 7. Almost made him jump. It's a pitch to the backfield. Crawfordsville read it like a book, and the ball is out. I think a Frankfort player jumped on it, so I don't think we'll see a change of possession here. And it was Ewing who came up with the football, but check this out. Great defensive stop.
Yeah, that was Cardenas again from his linebacker spot. Read the toss sweep, got over the top of the blocking, and again, we talked about this at the start of the game. This new blocking scheme, new things to learn for those guys up front, and so far the Hot Dogs have not been able to do anything on the line of scrimmage offensively, resulting in a punt here.
So a minute to go. They'll boot it away. Into the wind is Juan Ramos, who has a pretty great punt. Takes a nice Frankfort bounce to the 45-yard line, and that is where the Athenians will take over.
Not a bad punt, into the wind. Was able to at least push Crawfordsville back almost to midfield. We'll see what Crawfordsville's thoughts are right here, JD. I'm thinking continue to run the football. That's what was successful for you in that first drive, even though they weren't able to score. Just keep pounding the rock here and try and keep control of the game that way.
I'd love to see another long drive for those Athenians, but as possession changes, we'll take a second to thank our friends at FiberHawk, now available. FiberHawk, fiber internet, super fast speeds, no more buffering, perfect for all sizes of business. FiberHawk offers every speed to meet your internet needs. For more offerings and availability, go to fiberhawk.com, call 765-922-HAWK. As a quick run goes right up for about 3 yards. Fast, affordable, that's FiberHawk. And so they are going to take to the ground, Dale, as it'll bring up 2nd down and about 8, and that might be the last play we see in this quarter.
Yeah, not sure that that was supposed to be up inside, or maybe there was a mix-up. Hall went outside as they were trying to run more like an off-tackle play. Cardenas took it up inside and was only held to a 2-yard gain. And
so we will see Hall yet again. He'll pitch to the outside here. A flag is thrown as Caden Underwood picked up about a yard. And so we're going to try to identify what the flag is as they'll meet. A nice hawk tackle there.
Yeah, Roland Castile with a very nice tackle out in space, but you're also going to get a holding call up inside. That's a little speed sweep, jet sweep. Of course, that goes down as a pass because he pitched it forward, but it's not going to go in the stats anyways because of the holding call. But you had to figure that was going to come. They ran motion. Crawfordsville did the play before, and this time they did put the jet sweep in, but Castile stayed home, made a nice open field tackle.
Yeah, it's 2nd down and forever after the holding call with only 15 seconds to go in the quarter. And they will roll the clock, but I doubt we'll see Crawfordsville make much of a no. And so that will be the first quarter. It's still scoreless here at the Yard. This Sagamore Conference battle on senior night between the Frankfort Hot Dogs and the Crawfordsville Athenians. We'll step away for a quick commercial break. When we come back, the second quarter of action. You're watching the ISC Sports Network and the Hot Dog Network.
I brought you a present. A book. Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable! Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die. Inconceivable!
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable!
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
At Defining Looks on Sagamore Parkway North in Lafayette, talk to a specialist and discuss your specific needs for wigs or toppers. Defining Looks is committed to helping anyone experiencing hair loss to lead a normal lifestyle. Our wigs are of the highest quality, allowing us to customize to your personal style. Shop our large selection for your medical, cosmetic, or fashion needs. Confident, bold, and fashionable. Be your own kind of beautiful at Defining Looks. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram.
We're back here in Frankfort. The perfect time to thank our sponsors, Ardent Dental. They offer high-tech dentistry with a personal touch. Their team, all trained and knowledgeable in many areas of dentistry, they believe strongly in continuing education to provide their patients with the latest technology and techniques. They look forward to providing the highest quality of dentistry available for not only you and your family, but friends as well. Visit ardentdental.com for more information. Ardent Dental, healthy smiles start here. This game is going quick, Dale, as there is a quick pass that didn't go anywhere, so that'll bring up third down and long.
Yeah, it's just a little slant route out to the outside hall through the ball, a little bit behind Ethan McLemore. McLemore made a nice catch, but it's third and long into the wind. This is going to be a tough make here for a first down for Crawfordsville.
Hall takes a snap, a look to the air, throws under pressure right over the middle, and he's overthrown. I like the idea, the intended receiver there, Caden Underwood. And, man, that would have been a shot for 6 points.
Yeah, Underwood's one of those playmakers on this Crawfordsville football team, and I know Hall's thrown into the wind. They just put a little too much on it into the wind and actually overthrew his receiver. And so now Crawfordsville's going to have to punt into the wind. You would think here Frankfort could get some decent field position.
So A.J. Hall is the man of many talents. He is the punter as well. And so deep to receive is Frankfort. It's a lower punt, out of bounds, near that 20-yard line. So almost like a touchback situation, a hard reset button for this Frankfort offense, who's no longer playing with long downs. 1st and 10 as Nick Ewing comes back out.
Yeah, it's again, they're going to have a long field to go here. We're not able to create very much on offense. Their first series, 2 runs to honor pretty much up the middle, and then they tried the toss sweep play that Crawfordsville was all over, almost got the ball over on or turned back on a turnover. So we'll see what Frankfort's able to dial up here in their second possession. Imagine second possession, we're already 11 minutes to go in the second quarter.
I was just going to say that it's been all Crawfordsville up to this point with those long drives. Ewing sends a man over that left side, still on his feet. How about Quincy Perry, a great wide receiver who takes the pitch and gets a little creativity, kind of swarmed there by Caden Underwood and a whole pack of Athenians, but, man, he's got the wheels when he needs them.
Yeah, Underwood did a nice job taking on Jackson Woods, who was a pulling guard right there. Kind of stopped Woods right there, didn't give Quincy Perry an opportunity to have sort of a running lane, and ended up for a loss of 2 yards.
Quincy Perry used to be the favorite target of Doug Wood.
Yeah, you got to give Perry credit here. Team player, knowing that he's going to have to play a slot back, run the football here a little bit. That's what you want to have when you have your teammates go down.
Nick Ewing on 2nd down and 11. Screen pass in the backfield goes to his running back, and he'll be brought down just about at that first marker. And so that went off to Garrick Burge in the backfield. And these lateral passes utilized by both teams just haven't seemed to pick up the yardage that they were designed to.
No, I mean, right there, Zach Bowman did a great job scraping outside over the top, read that perfectly, then had a few of his friends come to help clean it up. I mean, there were some positive yards there. It's 3rd and 7. This is, best only the second third down situation Frankfort's been in, but it's a lot better than the last one. So we'll see what they can do here. I guess it's second down. I'm sorry, that's my bad. Second down.
I thought it was third down as
well.
well.
I thought it was too.
We will see what happens here. Regardless, 8 yards to go to pick up a conversion. And so it's a quick little run over by Lalo Castillo, who loses the football. And Crawfordsville seems to think they have it. Take another look.
Yeah, they sure do. I think, again, that's Zach Bowman, the linebacker spot, did a nice job stripping that ball out. And that wasn't Bowman, I'm sorry. That was Ethan McLemore coming in and he stripped the football out on the toss sweep. It looked like Frankfort finally had something going on offense. They were going to get themselves a first down here, and unfortunately they had a turnover, giving Crawfordsville great field position at the 38-yard line.
Ball security, usually job security as well. And you don't want to give them that great field position, especially with Crawfordsville's ability to just pound it 2-3 yards per carry, gets them all the way into striking distance. And so Hall takes a snap. Off to that left side, off to the races is the 44 jersey Bowman, who picks up a first down and then some, all the way into the red zone, about the 14-yard line. Check out Bowman. Takes a lot to bring him down, using that huge frame to get him where he needs to go.
Yeah, Bowman does a nice job there fighting off and running through a couple of arm tackles. Again, it's that little G-scheme play that they've had a lot of success with tonight so far. That time it was Brendan Bussenbark got out in front there and was able to open up a nice hole for Bowman to pick up some very positive yards there on first down.
Here's Hall again, calling the shots. And they'll do the same thing. Bowman takes it. Lot to bring him down, but Frankfort's ready this time for no gain.
Yeah, Wyatt Criswell at defensive end. I don't know what Bussenbark was doing that time. He ran right past Criswell. Criswell was able to make the tackle for no gain. That was a very nice play by Criswell.
Second down and 10 on the 18. Crawfordsville has they're into the wind here, so expect a more run-heavy offense as they are within striking distance of the end zone. Here's A.J. Hall. Same play design, but different person. They'll give it to Zeke Cardenas, who's stuffed in the backfield for a loss. Man, Frankfort read that like a book.
Yeah, it was Chris Gil-Yosa. I hope I pronounced that right, but Chris did a great job coming over the top. Nobody from the Crawfordsville offensive line was able to get up to the second level, and Chris was able to make a big tackle for loss, and now it's third and long here again for Crawfordsville. But into the wind, this is going to be 4-down territory.
3rd and 12 on the 20. Exactly what you want to see if you're a hot dog fan after the big costly turnover. Hall hands it right off, and this one's down with a flag, and it came after the play. So Cardenas picked up a pretty good gain before that flag was called.
Yeah, it's going to be a face mask call on Evan McCora with the face mask right there. So it's going to give Crawfordsville a 1st and goal here, I believe.
And so now Crawfordsville has the decision to make of what they're going to do within spitting distance, so close they can almost taste it.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to continue with their run-heavy offense. I know that Frankfort just ran in some fresh people, but they're controlling the line of scrimmage right now. I'd be surprised to see them go away from that.
Wind slowing down a little bit at 10 miles an hour now here in Frankfort. Temperature dropping about 5 degrees, so we're just over 60. And here is A.J. Hall in striking distance. Takes a snap. It's a run. Will it go for 6? Yes. Jumping into the end zone is Zeke Cardenas, who picks up the score. Touchdown, Crawfordsville. And the Athenians draw first blood as Cardenas with that huge second effort. Take a look at this extension. Got it.
Great.
6 points.
That's a great effort. Zach Bowman, it's interesting. Bowman got the other running back spot in this series, and he's a little bit more physical blocking, at least so far, than what Lee was doing earlier in the game. But Cardenas did a nice job finishing that run off and getting the first score of the evening.
So the extra point getting ready to go. A tough task, weather like today. It's up and no good. So it'll stay at 6 points. And so that touchdown brought to you by our friends at Mulberry Telecommunications. Mulberry Telecommunications currently offers service in Mulberry, Dayton, rural Lafayette, rural Frankfort, and other communities in Clinton and Tippecanoe County. Want to find out if your neighborhood has Mintel fiber? Visit mintel.net to get started. MINTEL.net. Mulberry Telecommunications, the best gig in town. So Dale, 6-0, and Crawfordsville now has a small lead that they want to protect. We talked about setting the tone early. Could you quantify 7 minutes left in the first half as early?
Well, when you talk about, Crawfordsville did have some opportunities on their first drive, and Frankfort came up with a big stop. And then second drive, they had a negative yardage play that Frankfort was able to hold. The issue has been, though, that Frankfort has really not had any offense tonight, which, with the change to the wing T from their pass heavy, in the previous weeks, we thought they might have some issues. They're going to have to try and figure something out here. And again, I think it starts up front. You got to get their offensive lines, got to start providing some openings for Honor to run the football, because it's all going to start. If Honor can't run the football, the toss sweeps and all those things are not going to be enough for them to move the ball and score tonight.
So some words of advice from the official there. As Javier Resto will kick it away. Resto, of course, missed that extra point just a moment ago. We get some good distance on this one. Fielded right at the 20, and Frankfort's going to have great field position. A big man kick returner, you love to see that. Andres Santos, the 205-pound senior, comes up with it.
Now, whenever you got a 60 number catching a pass, or catching a kick, that's his dream, is to be able to get that and run the football. Good for him on senior night to be able to get a kick return stat in there.
Stat sheet stuffer with 7 minutes to go, and I think Frankfort just needs a little more creativity on offense. Obviously, you can say all day, oh, you got to limit turnovers. Of course you have to limit turnovers, but let's see a little bit of the pass from freshman quarterback Nick Ewing on this drive.
I don't think they're very confident in him throwing the football. That's why they really haven't attempted anything besides a few, little outside screen plays.
Ewing right up on his center. He will pass. So he gets rid of it right to the hands of the defender. Flag down, but we will see if that affects the play at all. Sam Menente is the one who came up with it. And check this out, just the laser beam, and Menente jumping up and hitting him right in the numbers. Crawfordsville seems to be celebrating. I think they might have the turnover. We'll see.
I think Crawfordsville has. It looked like there might have been a block in the back there by one of the defensive linemen for I think it was Kagan Kokel might have had a block in the back on the return. There's the bootleg pass, what you talked about. I'm sitting here thinking they've got not going to let him throw, and they did, and that's one of those things. The freshman quarterback, I think his best play would have been to just run the football. Is there were a lot of white jerseys and only one blue jersey in that area?
Yeah, the play-by-play curse there. So my apologies to Nick Ewing. So I'll leave the football advice to Dale for the rest of the evening. As Crawfordsville takes over, it's 1st and 10 on the 30. A.J. Hall back with 2 in the pocket with him. They're going to stick with that formation all night. And the big shot for Hall, and just doesn't come up with it. That's one that's going to live on his eyelids for quite a bit of time. Ethan McLemore just couldn't pull it down.
Well, again, Hall did have some pressure in his face, and that's a good throw, though. McLemore's got to come down with that. I know it's just a tad behind him, but whenever you're able to get your hands up high and get your hands on the football, you've got to have those strong hands to pull it in. A little bit better throw on that go route than what Hall had earlier in the quarter when he overthrew him.
Crawfordsville's offense getting a little bit more aggressive here in the later stages of this first half. And so they'll pass again, take another shot, and this one is well in front of Macklemore.
Yeah, that time it was a very nice job, but I'm trying to see a number 4 for Frankfort. But the DB out there did a very, very nice job of rerouting Macklemore into the sideline. That was Juan Ramos, did a nice job rerouting Macklemore into the sideline that time. And actually, it wasn't a bad pass by Hall. It's just Ramos did a good job holding up Macklemore at the line of scrimmage and threw the timing off.
Ramos, the kicker for this team.
Kicker and DB, you got to like that.
Real Pat McAfee situation there. Just under 7 to go, a reverse. Picks up about 3 or 4. Caden Underwood got the pitch, and so that'll force a 4th down situation.
Yeah, there goes a completed pass since he pitched it forward just on the little jet sweep play right there. Tried to do a little pin and pull action, get some linemen out in front, but they weren't able to get out in front of Macklemore or Underwood, and Frankfort was able to rally and put him in a 4th and 6 situation.
So 4th and 6. And it looks like 4-down territory for the Athenians. They're going to try their luck on the 26-yard line here, as there's a stoppage in play. It'll be a timeout. And so with the timeout, we will take the opportunity to thank our friends at Healthy Communities of Clinton County. The Healthy Communities of Clinton County Coalition was formed in 2006 as a partnership of the healthcare providers, service care providers, educators, and community leaders who are interested in addressing the issues of health in the Clinton County community. Now, over 15 years later, that coalition is still committed to making permanent changes by encouraging policy, systems, and environmental changes with a desire to always make the healthy choice the easy choice. Learn more at healthyclintoncounty.com. Dale, as we go back to the action here, if you're Crawfordsville taking a shot on 4th and 6, what do you call?
Well, they've had some success with the slant pattern. One time it was a poor throw, and actually they're both poor throws. One was was a nice catch. The other time was obviously incomplete pass. But I could see him come back to the slant route to single receiver right now. I'd be shocked to see if they try and take a shot down to the end zone. I think this would be more of a controlled throw, trying to get that 1st down.
Here comes A.J. Hall, one last chance to keep this drive alive. This would mimic the first drive if he's not able to get it. So Hall will throw. It's caught down the sideline, and there he goes into the end zone. Zach Bowman takes a great pass for 6 points, and I believe that'll be another example of how creative play calling is really benefiting the Athenians, as now it's 12-zip.
Yeah, it's a really nice job. The misdirection, a little bootleg, hit Bowman in the flat, and you've got to give Javier Resto props there too. He came back and was able to get the block that sprung Bowman to get into the end zone. So great job by Resto, seeing that ball was thrown short in the flat, coming back, getting a nice block, and Bowman was able to do the rest himself in the end zone and give Crawfordsville their 2nd touchdown of the evening.
So Anthony Lee gets another shot at an extra point. Missed the last one. Pretty significant win going on. It's blocked. And play blown dead, but that'll be 0 for 2 tonight on extra points. Doesn't seem to matter for the Athenians, though. It is 12-0, and Crawfordsville with a commanding lead here in the first half. Some adjustments are definitely going to be made after this latter 6 minutes and 30 seconds in the Frankfort locker room.
They're going to have to figure out again a way to control the line of scrimmage. That's just been the issue, not just tonight, but all season for Frankfort is just getting beat up front and allowing teams to get chunk plays or to get opportunities to throw the football. They've got to find a way, whether it's bringing some pressure. We haven't really seen We've seen a little bit of blitz action, 5 rushers. They might have to think about, heating it up and bringing 6 in some of those situations, especially the long yardage ones, to try and keep Crawfordsville behind the sticks and potentially put them in a punting situation.
But you've got to feel good if you're the Athenians. They've scored 12 points tonight. They haven't scored 12 points in any of the last 3 games combined. The 44-7 loss and then being shut out 2 times. So Crawfordsville rolling back to what they do best and probably feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, and it's interesting they're running the football, which they have not been able to do very, very well this past season. Most of their plays, big plays, have come through the pass, and the run game has really helped them tonight.
It's a low boot to the 18-yard line. That's where Frankfort will take over. Garrick Burge, hard to bring him down, almost to midfield there, just shy of the 40-yard line. So Burge showing that Frankfort down but not out, looking to capitalize on great field position after a great return.
Yeah, it was a nice return by Burge. Sam, in that for Crawfordsville, had an opportunity to make a tackle, couldn't make it in the open field, and Burge was able to pick up some extra yards and give Frankfort their best field position of the night on offense.
They'll say they're on their own 39. 1st and 10. Here comes Ewing. Probably not going to pass it after the results of last drive. So expect a run here for Ewing. Play clock at 15. And Ewing brought down hard, well behind the line of scrimmage. A great sack there from number 28, Calvin Dittmar, and he's hurt. So the quarterback problems continue for Frankfort.
They were actually going to throw the ball. That was a bootleg pass. You can see the guard got out in front, but unfortunately didn't get a block. And Ewing took a pretty good shot. And again, I thought it was his shoulder when he first did it, but it looks like it's his head. So my guess is Ewing is probably going to be out for a while. He'll probably have to go into some sort of concussion protocol here, get checked out. But you're always concerned when he's holding the back of his head or his neck that could be one of those injuries that might knock him out for the evening.
Yeah, we'll take another look at the hit. And obviously, hit his head on the turf.
There it is, that whiplash on the turf. And it's not so much the action of his head hitting; it's that whiplash movement that can really cause the issue.
So now the Hot Dogs will drop to their 3rd-string quarterback. Lalo Castillo will be under center in shotgun. Bad snap. Right to the official. Ball is on the ground. Castillo fighting for it.
Looks like he got it back. I think the official's marking it down. And
so now it'll be 3rd and very, very, very long.
That's tough. Been taking snaps underneath center the whole evening here, probably for a week in practice, and then went to a shotgun snap. My guess is Castillo's probably not great at taking the under center snap, and unfortunately it got snapped over his head and really puts the Hot Dogs in a bad situation here field position wise.
So it'll be 3rd and 30, I believe, by my count. And so you need to take a shot here.
Yeah, it's 3rd and a long ways, but with a new quarterback, now your 3rd-string quarterback in there, I'd be surprised if they go and try and throw one up here. They might just try to hand it off and
punt it away next play.
Go to the next play.
5:20 on the clock as this game's slowing down quite a bit. And so a timeout on the field. Frankfort will take its 2nd timeout. Only one left.
Yeah, I think coach has got to try and just calm his offense down, calm his center down, get everybody refocused in here again. We've got a new quarterback in now. We've got to keep our heads up. We've got to keep fighting.
Ewing on the sideline meeting with the trainer, still holding his head. So I doubt we'll see him for the rest of the night. And we'll see who else can play quarterback for Frankfort. Lalo Castillo usually listed as a wide receiver or defensive back, stands at 5'7". He is a sophomore only 140 pounds. So a small guy, but hey, he's low to the ground. He can make a play on his feet, and we've seen him do that a few times in those screen passes and short runs. So maybe a mobile quarterback model for Lalo Castillo that Crawfordsville is going to have to look out for.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, they might try and run a little bit of option, quarterback pitch keep option type stuff. It's a really, really tough situation here for Frankfort now, as they've worked hard in this wing T offense all week, and have to make another adjustment here with another injury at quarterback.
So Castillo playing in his second game as quarterback. He's attempted 7 passes, completed 2 of them. He's got 2 passing yards, and I believe that was just a couple of trick plays earlier in the season.
Yeah, we're going to see some pressure here for sure.
So they'll do a quick pass in the backfield that doesn't go anywhere. Intended receiver there was Quincy Perry. Crawfordsville was all over it. So now it'll be 4th down and 30. Not something you want as an offensive coordinator. 4th down and 30.
No, you do not. I mean, Frankfort, again, is in a tough spot. Just tried to get the ball in the Quincy Perry's hands, see if he could make something happen outside. And interestingly enough, they could have completed that throw. He had some room on the outside. Crawfordsville committed to the blitz. There weren't a whole lot of white jerseys out here. If Frankfort could have connected on that, unfortunately they couldn't. They've got to punt the ball back.
Ethan McLemore back deep to receive the punt, punting away from the wind here. Takes a nice Frankfort hop, and he will pick it up, still on his feet at the 47-yard line, still on his feet. McLemore fighting right around that 1st down marker, and that is a long way from where that ball started.
And McLemore does a nice job here. He breaks a couple of arm tackles. You have to give Frankfort some props, though, to get down the field. It looked like McLemore might actually end up with some more yards on that return. It looked like it was about a 5-yard return after all the arm tackles that he broke. But, Crawfordsville, again, has a very good field position right at midfield with 5 minutes to go and an opportunity really to take a commanding lead here in this game.
5 to go, 1st and 10, right on that 50-yard line. As the Athenian offense back out. Taking the air a little bit more on this side of the field. But they will run this one away. That was Landon Vaught. Went up that left side in 34, a sophomore. Pretty deep offense for Crawfordsville.
Yeah, they're running a number of players in here tonight. Again, that was that little forward pitch without going to the stats as a forward pass for A.J. Hall right there. And, that time Frankfort or Crawfordsville was able to seal the edge and allow for a 6-yard, 7-yard pickup here to get themselves ahead of the chains.
That'll be good for his fantasy stats after this one. A.J. Hall. And it looks like one official signaling a false start.
Yeah, it looked like somebody in the interior, left tackle, left guard, I think, flinched a little bit.
I think they'll call it on 62 there, Jacob Russell.
Oh, they called on the center. He must have flinched.
And so that'll push him back pretty substantially here and wipe clean the Landon Vaught 5-yard gain. So back to the 50-yard line, 2nd and 10. A.J. Hall with 2 back, 2 on his right, 1 out to the left. Sends the man in motion. They'll pitch it again. And a whole plethora of flags going in after Cardenas was brought down there by the 15 jersey. That was Garrett Burge, but then 3 flags thrown all at once.
Burge did a nice job defeating the block and then ends up also then getting a block in the back on top of it. It was a very nice individual play by Burge to to not only stop that play, but also then ended up drawing the penalty. And you kind of had to figure Crawfordsville's been running that motion into the boundary, running that motion in the boundary, going with a little jet sweep, and you saw the Frankfort defense started to shift over to that, trying to take that away. They went back with the sweep, and unfortunately weren't able to get the block out on Burge. Burge made a nice play. If he doesn't make that play, there was a lot of space there for Crawfordsville to pick up a lot of yards on that little toss sweep play.
Dale, when's the last time you saw a 3rd and 30 immediately followed up by a 2nd and 20?
Been a long time.
So they'll run the ball. Over there was Zach Bowman, who's brought down. Yeah, both of these teams facing extremely long downs.
Yeah, Wyatt Criswell did a very nice job fighting off a block, forcing the running back Bowman back up inside where his buddies then come up and finish him off. And now Crawfordsville, who started out with really good field position here, is now looking at 3rd and 15.
3rd and 15, probably the air attack. Ball's on the 45-yard line after the penalties. Hall under pressure, lobs it away. It's almost picked off. Intended receiver there, trying to get a number, was Zeke Cardenas. There to make the stop was Dennis Barkley. And the 12 jersey on your screen now, that was Dakota Fisher.
Yeah, I was tried to run a little wheel route. Cardenas coming off the wing, wheeling up the sideline, and Ramos did a really nice job squeezing back with Cardenas and was able to almost pick it off, but force Crawfordsville, into a situation where they've got to punt the football.
So they'll punt on 4th and 25. Back deep is Garrett Burge. This one's going into the wind. And it pops way up as a result. Takes a nice Frankfort bounce and roll. And it will be down by Frankfort. Risky play there to jump in on it.
I'm not so sure it didn't hit him. That's why he jumped. It's hard to see from where we are in our angle, but I don't know why Fisher would get on that football, because it was actually rolling back towards the Crawfordsville side, unless maybe he touched it or thought he touched it, and that's why he decided to jump on it, make sure Crawfordsville couldn't get it.
Regardless, it will stay with Frankfort. Sometimes those can be disastrous punts. Just look at the Colts.
There you go. It's a tough situation for Crawfordsville, and sometimes you have to wonder again, why they've struggled this year. They had perfect field position, first down at the 50-yard line, and ended up, in a 3rd and 15, having to punt the football back, and weren't able to take advantage of that great field position.
And so they'll stick with Lalo Castillo under center. This is going to be a run-heavy offense, and that's when it pays off. Way down is Nelson Honor. The senior on senior night goes all the way. Nelson Honor for the first Frankfort touchdown of the evening. And these hot dogs have a heartbeat. Give them 6 points. How about the run from Nelson Honor, and very cool light display here at Frankfort High School.
Yeah, you got to see the light display on senior night, and what a great run by Onro. Caden Underwood had a chance there to save the touchdown. Onro just pretty much stiff-armed him, knocked him to the ground, and was able to finish off that nice long run. It's what we talked about earlier. Frankfort was able to control the line of scrimmage there, get Onro an opportunity to get out in the open field, and then he was able to do the rest and get a score here and put Frankfort back in the game.
Juan Ramos into the win, no doubt. It is 12-7. Frankfort down but not dead. Here's another look. There he is, and there he goes. A nice stiff arm to Caden Underwood, and then just nothing but green grass in front of him, and Nelson Honor just took off. Everybody thrilled. The whole stadium standing up. I think the press box shaking a little bit.
Yes, it
as
is.
well.
Isaac Brackett for Crawfordsville was left unblocked there. I think we mentioned that a little bit of some option football might be in play here now with the third quarterback being in. That's exactly what that was a zone read, and Frankfort did a nice job controlling the line of scrimmage. And Honoro, once he got past the linebacker level, was able to turn the Jets on and score a touchdown right there. So great play call, great execution by the Hot Dogs, and all of a sudden we've got a football game here. So it'll be interesting to see. Frankfort's got 2:37 here to go with the wind. Can they get that run game going again to try and take reestablish control of the game?
Juan Ramos will boot it away. Late stand here in the latter portion of this first half of football. Still a lot of football to be played in Frankfort tonight. A huge kick all the way down to the end zone, an NFL kick there for Juan Ramos, who is assisted by the wind. Regardless, got a real boot on it, and so it'll be a touchback. 1st and 10 on the 20.
Yeah, I think Frankfort's a little pumped up here. I think Ramos was pumped up, got his extra point, and just drove that ball right into the end zone here. Crawfordsville's got the length of the field to go. The wind's in their face. They've tried a couple of deep shots and haven't been able to connect on them. I would think that since they've still got 2 timeouts left, that they've got enough time to try and reestablish that run game and potentially take a shot or two if they can get the ball, say, up to midfield.
Having a deep offense is something that's going to propel you far in the postseason. It's good to see that Frankfort on the last drive was able to do that. As here comes Hall, hands it off, and a little slip in the pocket makes it for no gain. And so going nowhere is Zach Bowman, who slipped for a second and lost all his momentum and made it real easy for the defensive line unit to go in and get him.
Yeah, the right side of the Frankfort defense there did a really nice job, didn't get knocked off the football. Not so sure Bowman should not have pressed that to the outside, but he decided not to. Tried to cut it back up inside, and he slipped, and Frankfort held him to about a 1-yard gain. So 2nd and 9, these are the tough situations with the clock running. Are they going to be able to get themselves in scoring position here?
Here's a 2-minute drill to end the half. Immediate handoff there, and brought down hard is Cardenas.
There was that G scheme again, and I have to give Evans Machora again some props right there. Guy got right in behind the pole and was able to make that tackle for a 3-yard gain. So now we're looking at Crawfordsville at a 3rd and 7 here, trying to convert with only 1 minute and 20 seconds to go.
Frankfort does get the ball after the half. So Crawfordsville's got to do something with it here on this drive in these next 71 seconds here.
And it's a big 3rd down for Frankfort right here.
3rd and 6, ball on the 24. The pitch to the left side. Crawfordsville breaking through might have been enough.
Yeah, it looks like it's enough for the 1st down.
Clock stops in high school football for a 1st down for those playing at home.
Dennis Barkley had a shot coming out of the secondary, or his linebacker spot, to make a play there for no gain. Unfortunately, he missed the tackle, and it was enough then for Bowman to get the 1st down.
1st and 10, ball on the 31. Takes a shot. Big left side. Caden Underwood comes up with it. And how about that? Marching down are the Athenians with 40 seconds left. This is the kind of thing you dream of as a high school quarterback.
Yeah, Garrett Burge actually didn't have too bad a coverage there, but the ball was underthrown. Burge couldn't find it, and Underwood was able to come up with the catch.
Hall, left side, underthrown. That'll stop the clock, though, and give him a second to breathe. And so, yeah, the intended target there was Landon Vaught.
Yeah, tried to throw a little bit of an out route to Vaught, and unfortunately Hall threw the ball a little bit wide and short where Vaught couldn't come up with it. So they're looking at 2nd down, but it did stop the clock. But not a lot of time left, though. Coming in on 30 seconds, they're going to need a couple of big plays here if they're going to have a chance to score.
Play clock starting to roll, and here come the marching orders. So Hall sends a few guys out wide. I think we'll see the passing game unless they can really find a vulnerability in the Frankfort defense. Here's Hall, and play blown dead.
Yeah, illegal procedure. Looked like, I think the wide receiver who's on this side, Underwood, maybe flinched there a little bit. But again, those are those penalties that drive you crazy because you're in a position to, to move the ball down the field, potentially score, and now you're looking at second and 15.
Well, Dale, I'd say it's just second and wherever the end zone is.
Yeah, there you go.
Because with only 32 seconds, I mean, even if you get a first down, what does it matter?
That's true, very true. What it does do is I think it takes any threat of the run game out of it, at least on this one.
Hall takes a shot just off the gloves of, as a couple of flags go in, as Caden Underwood almost came up with it. There were 2 flags.
Yeah, Wyatt Criswell came in untouched, and Hall really took a shot, and I think he's really hurt.
Hall is down on the field. Over there, yes, you see him being helped up by the training staff. So it's a hold on Frankfort. 28.5 to go, and we'll see what's going on with Hall. He looks awake.
Yeah, I think it's a lower leg injury. I don't know if it's a knee. It's hard to tell. Or an ankle. I can't see exactly where they're to speculate from that. But probably a good penalty by Frankfort that time because Underwood was gone. If that ball would have been, if he wouldn't have been held, he would have been gone for a touchdown right there. A.J. Hall has shown a lot of guts all season long. He's stood in there. He's taken hits. They've been throwing the football quite a bit this season, and it's unfortunate to see him get knocked out like this. But this looks like a pretty serious injury.
Yeah, he's still down over there as there's only 28 seconds left in this half. I'm looking down the depth chart. Who do you know, Dale, who will replace him?
It looks like Caden Patton is listed as the number 2 quarterback, so we'll see. We'll see if that's who they bring in to replace him.
Patton wears the 5 jersey. He was a defensive starter this afternoon. And so, yeah, he'll need to sit out at least one play, but I don't think we're going to see much of Hall for the rest of the night. A pretty great performance, though, up to this point. We hope to see him back soon, but, yeah, no weight on that right leg.
Yeah, it's hard to tell what it is. That's an ankle or a knee, but, I think his night's probably done. So it's been a rough night for quarterbacks out here tonight, JD. Be interesting to see now what happens, with Crawfordsville, and now do they have to really become, they haven't been run heavy already tonight, but they really have to become run heavy to try and finish out this game. I'm not just talking about 28 seconds, but to finish the game tonight.
Yep, still 2 quarters to go. So a whole lot of momentum shifting, and, of course, only 5 points separating these 2 teams. So a whole lot can happen in that time. And there is the 5 jersey. You were right. So Caden Patton will be the offensive general.
Yeah, when you're in a situation like this, 28 seconds to go, Hall has taken, the majority of the snaps all year. You can be surprised to see Patton actually throw the football here, but I've been surprised before.
2nd down and 5 on the 42. There's Patton. Lobs it over the left side. They trust, and he's got the green light to throw. Of course, Javier Resto not able to haul it in.
Yeah, just the first pass this evening. And, I get it. You want to take a shot. It was actually a fairly safe throw to make, a little sprint out pass, try to get him on the perimeter. Resto's actually was open, and unfortunately the throw was just a little too strong, went over his head and out of bounds.
23 seconds to go. Now 3rd down and 5. If they get the first down, it'll stop the clock. If they get out of bounds, it will as well. A big shot down that left side, and oh, no, incomplete. And intended target there, Ethan McLemore, his 2nd large drop of the contest.
Yeah, McLemore didn't help out his new quarterback, though. McLemore got scot-free. It would have been nice to see him kind of hug the bottom of the numbers right there to give quarterback a chance to drop that football in between the numbers and the sideline. When you're running down the sideline like that, you don't give the quarterback an opportunity to really have a spot to throw the football at. He's going to end up throwing it out of bounds, which is exactly what Patton did.
4th down and 5, they're going to go for it. Another pass. This one's successful. Caden Underwood grabs onto it. Both mitts. And so 11.7 clock stops. Fresh set of downs. In Crawfordsville, pretty close to the end zone.
Yeah, Frankfort decided to heat it up. They brought 6, played man coverage behind it, and that's a glance route, a 5-step post route. And you've got to give Patton credit. Stood in there versus the blitz, versus man coverage, and put the ball right on the money. For a big first down, is going to give Crawfordsville an opportunity here potentially to get some points. They still have a timeout left with 11.7 seconds to go.
A.J. Hall, who went down earlier, is senior. Caden Patton, a junior. Both guys upperclassmen.
Might be seeing the future of Crawfordsville's quarterback spot here going forward with Patton being a junior.
And that white jersey will most definitely turn green by the end of the game with how this has been going. And, yeah, it's good to see him be able to throw under pressure. Look defenders right in the face and still be able to perform. First and 10 on the 20. Patton, big time. Left side is no good. Javier Resto was the intended target.
Again, trying to run the vertical routes, and Resto this time just a little bit wide. I know I say that a lot when I watch vertical routes, but you really want that outside receiver to hug the bottom of the numbers to give the quarterback that opportunity to throw the ball into that spot between the sideline and the numbers to have a chance to catch it. Receivers get too wide like that, quarterback's going to inevitably throw it out of bounds.
Most likely the last play here in the half. Patton looking right side. Has Underwood. And a flag comes out.
Yeah, there's going to be a pass interference call right there.
So with 2.2 on the clock, it'll be pass interference. And who did they call for that? I believe it was the 15 jersey, Garrett Burge.
Garrett Burge. And Burge actually didn't do a bad job there. He actually had pretty decent coverage. He just didn't look back to the football. He just kept his face in and kept his hands on Underwood. And, that's going to be a pass interference call all the way. Not so sure he needed to do that. I think all he needed to do was to turn his head and find the football, and he could have made a play right here because his coverage was actually pretty good.
So, not entirely sure what's happening. We're taking a walk back.
Did they call offensive pass interference?
Might have been an OPI.
They
I think
did.
It was. So, offensive pass interference is going to push him way back. Another long down situation.
Wow.
We heard the coaches, I don't know if you could hear it on our mics, get excited upstairs. I was kind of wondering what was going on.
Yeah, they did, but I'm not so sure. I think that was the hometown coaches because I'm not so sure about that call.
2.2 to go. Over the middle, almost picked off, as there will be 0.2 seconds on the clock as it's blown dead for a false start on the offense. So we're taking a walk even farther back. Extend the drive, extend the half. Hope you brought 2 bags of popcorn for this evening's festivities.
Yeah, what, this is rough, though, because you keep giving Crawfordsville more opportunities, and I know they're backing up, but they just get another opportunity to throw the ball up and instead of getting into the locker room here.
Second down and 30 with 0.2 on the clock.
I mean, it's definitely going to be a throw to the end zone, you imagine.
Hail Mary formation here. Yeah, everybody going on offense. Takes the shot. Picked off. Here comes Frankfort. Quarterback can't bring him down. Breaking tackle still on his feet. And how about Dakota Fisher? Coming up huge for this Frankfort defense to end the half on a great note for the Hot Dogs.
Well, you got to think about this right now. Hot Dogs have a lot of momentum here. getting that big run by Honoro, and then and I know this is the last play of the half, but just the emotional part of getting that stop there, getting the pick, bringing it back to midfield, and Frankfort gets the ball to start the second half. So momentum has definitely shifted. We'll see if they can continue with that when the third quarter starts.
12-7 the score at the half. Crawfordsville in front by 5. It is senior night in Frankfort, and we will be right back after halftime. You're watching ISC Sports Network and the Hot Dog Network. Don't go anywhere. 2 more quarters of football just on the other side of this break.
The offensive source in this quarter. Brady, hello, has the first down.
Smith tracks it down. Shot at the buzzer.
Sideline. He cuts it back. Can he get to the goal line? Stankham looks for his man and fell from the seat of his pants. Makes the grab. Johnson gets by that first wave. Bounces it outside. Johnson into the end zone. Touchdown, Warren Central.
Running a small business. Your hands are full. We can help. FiberHawk partners with local companies by providing business class internet, phone, TV, and customized bundles to meet your needs. Our fiber-powered system delivers reliable speed with enhanced security. Running a business is tough. Contact FiberHawk today and let our expert team give you a hand.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a third season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, ISCSportsNetwork.com. You can see episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll remember everything we say.
Finding affordable quality reproductive health care isn't always easy. Did you know that there is now a family planning and reproductive health clinic in our area that is income-based? Services include Pap tests, breast cancer screenings, pregnancy tests, sexually transmitted infection and HIV testing, same-day birth control placement, filled prescriptions, and free condoms. Services are on an income-based sliding scale. Visit 1234 Rossville Avenue or call 659-6063 for more information or to schedule an appointment.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable!
Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die.
Inconceivable!
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable!
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
Running a small business. Your hands are full. We can help. FiberHawk partners with local companies by providing business class internet, phone, TV, and customized bundles to meet your needs. Our fiber-powered system delivers reliable speed with enhanced security. Running a business is tough. Contact FiberHawk today and let our expert team give you a hand.
At Defining Looks on Sagamore Parkway North in Lafayette, talk to a specialist and discuss your specific needs for wigs or toppers. Defining Looks is committed to helping anyone experiencing hair loss to lead a normal lifestyle. Our wigs are of the highest quality, allowing us to customize to your personal style. Shop our large selection for your medical, cosmetic, or fashion needs. Confident, bold, and fashionable. Be your own kind of beautiful at Defining Looks. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram.
The offensive source in this quarter. Brady, hello, has the first down.
Smith tracks it down. Shot at the buzzer.
Sideline. He cuts it back. Can he get to the goal line? Stankham looks for his man and fell from the seat of his pants, makes the grab. Johnson gets by that first wave, bounces it outside. Johnson into the end zone. Touchdown, Lawrence Central.
Finding affordable quality reproductive health care isn't always easy. Did you know that there is now a family planning and reproductive health clinic in our area that is income-based? Services include Pap tests, breast cancer screenings, pregnancy tests, sexually transmitted infection and HIV testing, same-day birth control placement, filled prescriptions, and free condoms. Services are on an income-based sliding scale. Visit 1234 Rossville Avenue or call 659-6063 for more information or to schedule an appointment.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a third season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, ISCSportsNetwork.com. You can see episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll remember everything we say.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable!
Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die.
Inconceivable!
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable!
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
Running a small business. Your hands are full. We can help. FiberHawk partners with local companies by providing business class internet, phone, TV, and customized bundles to meet your needs. Our fiber-powered system delivers reliable speed with enhanced security. Running a business is tough. Contact FiberHawk today and let our expert team give you a hand.
At Defining Looks on Sagamore Parkway North in Lafayette, talk to a specialist and discuss your specific needs for wigs or toppers. Defining Looks is committed to helping anyone experiencing hair loss to lead a normal lifestyle. Our wigs are of the highest quality, allowing us to customize to your personal style. Shop our large selection for your medical, cosmetic, or fashion needs. Confident, bold, and fashionable. Be your own kind of beautiful at Defining Looks. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram.
The offensive source in this quarter. Brady, hello, has the first down.
Smith tracks it down, shot at the buzzer.
Sideline, he cuts it back. Can he get to the goal line? Stankham looks for his man and fell from the seat of his pants, makes the grab. Johnson gets by that first wave, bounces it outside. Johnson into the end zone. Touchdown, Lawrence Central.
3, 2, 1.
Has the first dunk in the building from Aaron Zoya. Waits, Waddell finishes. And lays it in. There is right now the play of the game. Better finish. Good. We might see that on plays of the week. Great feed. The finish. Spin. Win. 3. Bury it in the lane. No. Gun. Yes. Stop. Whoa. What a play. Flying in.
Running a small business. Your hands are full. We can help. FiberHawk partners with local companies by providing business class internet, phone, TV, and customized bundles to meet your needs. Our fiber-powered system delivers reliable speed with enhanced security. Running a business is tough. Contact FiberHawk today and let our expert team give you a hand.
Finding affordable quality reproductive health care isn't always easy. Did you know that there is now a family planning and reproductive health clinic in our area that is income-based? Services include Pap tests, breast cancer screenings, pregnancy tests, sexually transmitted infection and HIV testing, same-day birth control placement, filled prescriptions, and free condoms. Services are on an income-based sliding scale. Visit 1234 Rossville Avenue or call 659-6063 for more information or to schedule an appointment.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a third season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, ISCSportsNetwork.com. You can see episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll remember everything we say.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable! Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die. Inconceivable!
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable!
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
At Defining Looks on Sagamore Parkway North in Lafayette, talk to a specialist and discuss your specific needs for wigs or toppers. Defining Looks is committed to helping anyone experiencing hair loss to lead a normal lifestyle. Our wigs are of the highest quality, allowing us to customize to your personal style. Shop our large selection for your medical, cosmetic, or fashion needs. Confident, bold, and fashionable. Be your own kind of beautiful at Defining Looks. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram.
The offensive source in this quarter. Brady, hello, has the first down. Smith tracks it down. Shot at the buzzer. Sideline. He cuts it back. Can he get to the goal line? Stankham looks for his man and fell from the seat of his pants. Makes the grab. Johnson gets by that first wave. Bounces it outside. Johnson into the end zone. Touchdown, Warren Central.
Running a small business. Your hands are full. We can help. FiberHawk partners with local companies by providing business class internet, phone, TV, and customized bundles to meet your needs. Our fiber-powered system delivers reliable speed with enhanced security. Running a business is tough. Contact FiberHawk today and let our expert team give you a hand.
Finding affordable quality reproductive health care isn't always easy. Did you know that there is now a family planning and reproductive health clinic in our area that is income-based? Services include Pap tests, breast cancer screenings, pregnancy tests, sexually transmitted infection and HIV testing, same-day birth control placement, filled prescriptions, and free condoms. Services are on an income-based sliding scale. Visit 1234 Rossville Avenue or call 659-6063 for more information or to schedule an appointment.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable! Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die. Inconceivable!
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable!
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
Hey, welcome back to the Yard. J.D. Arlen, Dale Carlson here at halftime. It is 12-7. Crawfordsville in front by 5. Some other score updates from around the Sagamore Conference. North Montgomery leads Danville 8-6 in the third. Tri-West leads Southmont 28-0. And Western Boone leads Lebanon 23-6. But, Dale, we talk about what's going on right in front of us. And all the momentum in the world seems like it's with the home team right now.
Oh, no doubt about it. You know, the big spark, of course, was the big run by Nelson Honoro to get Frankfort on the board. And it just seemed from there, their defense rallied. Even though Crawfordsville moved the ball down the field, they were able to hold them, get the interception at the end. And as I commented at the end of the half, I mean, that play doesn't go down as anything but an interception in the book. But from an emotional standpoint, you know, Frankfort's got to be feeling really good going into the locker room, knowing that they pretty much had taken the game over. Now the big question is, can they hold that momentum, getting the football back here to start the third quarter and go down and potentially take the lead.
And Dale, we saw multiple changes in quarterbacks due to injury, but you said you actually really liked the change for Crawfordsville, and Caden Patton has more than proved himself.
Caden Patton's done a really nice job. You know, his first throw into the wind was an overthrow, had an open receiver in Justin Resto on the corner route, but made a couple of nice throws. Seems to be taking control of the offenses. Unfortunately, the interception at the end, but that's one of those situations. You're trying to throw something up, make it happen, and Frankfort came up and made a nice play. But you got to feel confident if you're Crawfordsville, knowing that they were able to have their starting quarterback, A.J. Hall, who's provided a lot of offense for them this year, have their backup, Caden Patton, come in and actually move the football. They didn't score, but he made some nice plays, and it'll be interesting to see what they do with him in the second half. Or do they open it up a little bit more? Because they obviously weren't bashful throwing the football with him when he came in for the injured A.J. Hall.
Yeah, interestingly, all scoring plays thus far have been runs. That's where both teams have been able to really find their mark, and no play better demonstrates that than the one in front of you right now as Nelson Honor takes it all the way to the house. I would expect with two relatively newer quarterbacks to see some more of that ground and pound football. But we said we were going to see that all game, and then the second quarter really slowed down.
Yeah, it did. And not that they weren't running the football. I mean, they were, but we had penalties. There were some incomplete passes, and, we did obviously, see finally some fireworks there with Frankfort getting that long run here on senior night for Onro.
Yeah, I hope you were paying attention. You definitely are now. TV was across the room now. Hey, now you're looking at us, but cool lights display. By the way, all of the stands lit up in pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is really cool that they do that. But we're going to see a Frankfort team that has a lot to respond to and answer for in the second half. Of course, coming into this game with as many injuries as they do, and now coming into this half with even more, Frankfort's really going to have to start getting creative.
Yeah, they will. And I think it's going to start at the line of scrimmage. And actually, what we saw was early in the game, Crawfordsville was controlling the line of scrimmage both on offense and defense. But Frankfort now has started to step it up, on offense. So they did have the long run, obviously, to get on the board. And we're going to have to see a little bit more offensive consistency, offensive line consistency from Frankfort. But I think that their defense, though, has responded and has been able to, get some negative yardage plays, get some stops, and forced Crawfordsville to have to punt the football after they pretty much owned the first quarter and, maybe 5 minutes of the second quarter running the football.
We will see how it all shakes out in the latter two quarters here in a Sagamore Conference battle in the last week of the regular season. The last two quarters of the regular season coming your way on ISC Sports Network and the Hot Dog Network in just about 2 minutes. They could add more time to that clock. Of course, senior night delays halftime around here, but we will join you on the other side of this break with the final moments of this game. We'll be right back.
Finding affordable, quality reproductive health care isn't always easy. Did you know that there is now a family planning and reproductive health clinic in our area that is income-based? Services include Pap tests, breast cancer screenings, pregnancy tests, sexually transmitted infection, and HIV testing, same-day birth control placement, filled prescriptions, and free condoms. Services are on an income-based sliding scale. Visit 1234 Rossville Avenue or call 659-6063 for more information or to schedule an appointment.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a third season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, ISCSportsNetwork.com. You can see episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll remember everything we say.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable! Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die. Inconceivable!
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable!
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
At Defining Looks on Sagamore Parkway North in Lafayette, talk to a specialist and discuss your specific needs for wigs or toppers. Defining Looks is committed to helping anyone experiencing hair loss to lead a normal lifestyle. Our wigs are of the highest quality, allowing us to customize to your personal style. Shop our large selection for your medical, cosmetic, or fashion needs. Confident, bold, and fashionable. Be your own kind of beautiful at Defining Looks. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram.
The offensive source in this quarter. Brady, hello, has the first down.
Smith tracks it down. Shot at the buzzer.
Sideline.
He cuts it back.
Can he get to the goal line? Stankham looks for his man and fell from the seat of his pants. Makes the grab. Johnson gets by that first wave. Bounces it outside. Johnson into the end zone. Touchdown, Lawrence Central.
Running a small business. Your hands are full. We can help. FiberHawk partners with local companies by providing business class internet, phone, TV, and customized bundles to meet your needs. Our fiber-powered system delivers reliable speed with enhanced security. Running a business is tough. Contact FiberHawk today and let our expert team give you a hand.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a third season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, ISCSportsNetwork.com. You can see episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll remember everything we say.
Finding affordable, quality reproductive health care isn't always easy. Did you know that there is now a family planning and reproductive health clinic in our area that is income-based? Services include Pap tests, breast cancer screenings, pregnancy tests, sexually transmitted infection, and HIV testing, same-day birth control placement, filled prescriptions, and free condoms. Services are on an income-based sliding scale. Visit 1234 Rossville Avenue or call 659-6063 for more information or to schedule an appointment.
Jumping jacks in a circle as Crawfordsville tries to prepare for the second half of play. The Athenians holding a 12-7 lead. And 30 seconds to go until we begin play. Dale, what are you looking for?
Well, you're looking right now, can Frankfort continue, or can Frankfort get some offensive consistency going right now? Because really they've had one play all night, which was the big run. And can Crawfordsville get back to dominating the line of scrimmage again as they were early in the game and really shutting Frankfort down? And I think then for Crawfordsville, it's going to be the same thing on offense. Can they start getting that running game tuned up again as they had going in the first part of the early parts of the game to keep the football away from Frankfort and then hopefully finish their drives and put some points on the board?
24 minutes of football is all that separates these teams from the postseason. So one last chance to try things out, make mistakes, do whatever, because this time next week is when it all is going to start to count. And like we said at the top half of the broadcast, Frankfort will receive after the Athenians won the toss and chose to receive in the first half. So way down deep to receive is Lalo Castillo, who is in at third-string quarterback right now. If you weren't with us in the first half, Doug Wood out with a concussion, and then midway through the second quarter, Nick Ewing, the freshman backup, went down with what we perceive to be a head injury as well.
Well, it's always chancy when you've got your starting quarterback back there returning kicks, too.
This ball fielded about the 15. Way down that right side. How about the wheels from Garrick Burge, who crosses the midfield stripe? That's where Frankfort will take over 1st and 10. A great return from Burge, and the hot dog offense sizzling, ready to go.
Well, Burge definitely provided a spark right here with this big return. Great blocking out on the edge by the Frankfort kick return team. And Burge does the rest, breaks a couple arm tackles, gets the ball past midfield. Again, best field position for Frankfort. Let's see what they can do with the football.
So they'll mark him at the 48-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 there. And Frankfort's offense running through Lalo Castillo in the 3 jersey.
Looks like there's some confusion right here on what we're doing. I'm looking at the wristbands right here. You hate to see that coming out of the sideline on a first play of a series.
That'll be delay of game.
Yeah, that really costs them, and that's again one of those penalties that as a coach you hate to see.
Oh, it's a timeout.
Yeah,
they got the timeout.
Yeah, he did get the timeout before the delay. You hate to see that coming out of the half. You've got momentum. You get the nice big kick return, and then we can't get the play called right at some point, and we've got confusion. That can be a momentum killer right there.
Yeah, James Byers not thrilled, as you can see.
I don't know if he's questioning the time on the clock or that they started it too quick. It looks like he's doing something because they're pointing to the clock, but I'm not sure what his beef is.
At any rate, still 1st and 10 on the 48. Still Castillo under center. Sending Perry in motion. It's a run right up the middle. And so they'll give Nelson Honor about 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5. And look at this. There's a reason why there's some paint missing from that helmet.
Yeah,
this guy just charges right in.
No doubt. I mean, that's called BYOB, bring your own blocker right there. He didn't get a lot of help from his friends and just lowered his shoulder and was able to carry 3 or 4 Athenians moving the pile to get himself a 5-yard gain.
2nd and 5. Just over 11 minutes to go here in this third quarter. And a little miscommunication, and it looks like Crawfordsville will come up with it. Take another look. The man in motion interrupted the snap. Quincy Perry, just some miscommunication between the center and the wide receiver there.
Yeah, I don't know if, that again is that, we have your third-string quarterback in there, cadence calls, snapping the ball. It looked like he needed to let Perry get across past the center before the quarterback called for the snap, and unfortunately ball got snapped and hit Perry, and it's Crawfordsville's ball now almost at midfield.
And so up that left side, about a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down for the Athenians, and still under center. This is, of course, Caden Patton, the junior. Also stands at 5'10", 175, just like the starter, A.J. Hall, who went out with a leg injury earlier.
Yeah, went a little lead zone play there and really didn't pick up a whole lot, a couple of yards. I'm kind of surprised that they haven't gone back to that inside isolation play that they had so much success with in the first half.
Patton going to hand it off. Ball's loose. It's a scrum for it. And the wrestling match continues. And I think Athenians are going to come up with it. Yeah, it'll be Crawfordsville ball. So not exactly the safest way to gain yards, but hey, it'll work.
It worked there again. Just new quarterback in the game. Snap was maybe a little bit high, but there's definitely some miscommunication, mishandling for quarterback running back exchange right there. Hit the running back up in the shoulder pad instead of down into his pocket in his stomach, but it worked out for Crawfordsville, and we'll see now if Frankfort can get a stop here on third down.
Crossing the 10-minute mark here in this third quarter, 3rd and 5 on the 50, and they will run the ball to pick up a first down.
There's a little isolation play again this time. Kick out with the offensive tackle, lead the back through, and there's enough space there for I think that's Castile to get the first down.
Zeke Cardenas on the carry.
Cardenas, thank you.
Of course, that one jersey who we saw fighting his way into the end zone in the first quarter. So looking for a repeat performance as Underwood's in motion. And up that left side, big gain. Looks like the ball almost came loose again. I believe the rain and the wind has started. You can really see it. It's like we're in the eye of the storm here. Take a look at the weather.
There's that, again, that's that isolation play. This time they ran it to the left. Got good push up front, excellent lead block, and a nice about 10-yard pickup for another first down for Crawfordsville. They're really taking over the line of scrimmage right here on this drive.
Yeah, did you see the flag just moments ago? The wind says it's 9 miles an hour, but I don't know about that because it's coming sideways. A run right up the middle. Another first down for the Athenian offense.
You know, you've got your backup quarterback in there and obviously made some throws and did some things in the first half, but Crawfordsville is getting back to that punishing ground game and just trying to run in between the tackles, and, you know, pretty much they're having their way right now on this drive versus Frankfort.
So correction, will be 2nd and 2 on the 26. In the rain, I doubt we will see much air attack from here on out. Another run up that right side. Flag is thrown as fighting his way for a couple more yards with Anthony Lee.
It looks like we might either have a hold or a block in the back out on the perimeter. I think it might be Macklemore that they called.
It will be on the Athenians, so that'll push him back as this field gets more slippery and cold. A good, a good test to get started as the seasons change, and if you want to have a long postseason, these are the kinds of things your team is just going to have to endure.
Yeah, you're definitely going to have to play in this type of weather if you're going to go on. Again, you just hate to see, an unnecessary penalty, a block in the back there could potentially stop the momentum. Oh, we've got umbrellas, we've got flying. We're going to see Dorothy in the house here pretty soon.
Ball pops out. It's down far in the backfield. Yeah, hang on to everything that isn't nailed down, because this weather is seriously becoming a big factor in the game.
Yeah.
As a ball falls out there, Zach Bowman picks it up and thankfully able to hang on to it for the Athenian offense.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that the wind didn't take that shotgun snap there, because it looked like it really moved hard to the left, and was a little bit of problem for Patton to try and get it, and then of course he wasn't able to make the handoff. A little bit more experienced quarterback might just hold on to that and try and get what he can get instead of trying to hand it off and potentially have a turnover.
Here's Patton. Gave it to Zeke Cardenas. Let Zeke eat, and he goes right up the middle. And so that will bring up 4th down. 4-down territory, most likely.
Yeah, no doubt. Unfortunately, Barkley had a chance to hold him to about no gain there and missed the tackle, and gave at least Cardenas a chance to get a few yards here. But I think we're going to see a lot of 4-down territory stuff here as the weather starts to be a factor.
The rain subsiding a little bit, wind far from that. It's 4th and 9 as the play is blown dead.
Timeout, Crawfordsville. Didn't like something.
So the Athenians will take a timeout, and we will take some time to thank our friends at Defining Looks Hair Wig and Nail Salon, where they can assist you for a wig with a wig for your hair loss needs due to COVID-19, any medical conditions such as cancer or age-related thinning hair. They're also certified in toppers, wigs for kids and children with hair loss. Find them at www.defininglooks.com or on Facebook and Instagram, located at 311 Sagamore Parkway North in Lafayette. And Dale, look at that wind. Not exact. What advice would you give to a quarterback who might not have as much experience playing in weather like this when the wind is as severe as it is tonight?
Well, if you have to try and throw into the wind, you don't want to put the ball high up in the air. You've got to try and take those line drive types of throws. So that's when, as a play caller, you want to try and give the quarterback a chance to throw those, 5, 10, maybe 12-yard types of throws where you don't have to put a lot of air on the ball, because if you get it up in the wind, you have no idea where it's going to go.
Patton attempts it left side. It's still on his feet as Javier Resto, and he's into the end zone. There's a flag down, so we'll see if it counts. But, hey, take another look at this. Patton flicks it over to Resto.
I think Resto went out of bounds. He would have dropped his hat if he went out of bounds. I'm not quite sure what the call is right there. The officials are trying to figure it out as well. It's a great play by Resto. Ran through a bunch of arm tackles. Again, we talked about the wind. Patton had to put the ball up in the air a little bit. The wind actually took it and pushed it away from the sideline towards the numbers. Resto did a good job finding it, and then was able to break the arm tackles to score. But we'll have to see what the call is right here as the officials are talking it over.
And it seems they'll take some input from James Byers. Verdict seems to be nearing. Of course, no replay here in high school football, but yeah, the wind just took all the momentum away from the ball. And then how about the creativity of Resto to weave up the field like that, stay in it?
Yeah, it's a great play by Resto. And right there, ran 1, 2, 3 players beating the arm tackles to get into the end zone. But we still haven't quite figured out what the call is. And I'm not quite sure what he threw the flag at for. I didn't see anything, but what do I know? They're pointing towards Crawfordsville, so I don't know what the call is here. I guess we're going to find out. Ineligible, there we go.
Ineligible man downfield. That's the call. And so the touchdown will not count for Crawfordsville. It will remain 4th down.
Again, Frankfort's getting some breaks right here. This is, again, another big stop for them. If they can get that here and try and, build on that momentum that they had at the end of the second half by hopefully getting down to score. But they can't get ahead of ourselves here. They got to get a stop here on 4th down.
4th down and very, very long. Another long down situation.
To be honest here, I'm surprised that with the 4th down, I know the wind's in their face here, but, just punt it. And, Frankfort, besides 2 plays, has really not had a lot of offense tonight. Force them to have to move the length of the field, but it sure looks like they're gonna go for it here on 4th down. No, he's going to let the clock run down, I bet, and then punt it. Take the penalty.
3 seconds on that play clock. And the punt unit getting ready to go.
I'm not so sure I would have let the clock run down in that situation just because the wind is so stiff here that, just any sort of a low punt towards the sideline is probably going to get out of bounds and, be able to pin Frankfort back. But they decided to take the penalty and see what happens here on the punt.
The second delay of game. No, I'm sorry. The first delay of game penalty tonight for either squad. It has 6.5 to go in this third quarter.
Yeah, the problem here is you don't want to put the ball up into the wind, but if you kick a low line drive, you risk it getting blocked. So it'll be interesting to see how Crawfordsville plays this right here.
6.5 to go. Man comes in motion. Looks like, yeah, it looks like they're.
My man's just went forward, too. I can't believe they didn't get a call there.
Takes a nice Crawfordsville bounce all the way down to the 15. A great punt considering the circumstances.
Yeah, no doubt that was a very good punt into the wind, pinned him down to the 15-yard line. I think the officials missed one there, though. The motion man was going towards the line of scrimmage before the ball was snapped. Now they're talking. It looks like they're talking about something over here. Yeah, they did. They did call the illegal procedure, I think.
So the head official out there to address the coaches. So now, Dale, what would happen if they?
Well, I think they would take the penalty and make him punt it again, which is what I would do since the ball was already, at the 15-yard line. At least, hopefully, maybe you got a chance to block one. Maybe he doesn't kick one or punt one as well this time. Maybe you have a chance at a return, but I definitely would make him punt it again.
Wind starting to die down a little bit, but the rain picking back up. Here in Frankfort at the Yard on senior night, final game of the regular season. What lies ahead next for Crawfordsville, as you see the rainfall there. Lies ahead next for Crawfordsville is Western Boone, who sits atop the conference. And for Frankfort, they'll play Kokomo. Cats engaged with West Lafayette right now, 22-14 the score in that one at the half. And so now here we go again. It'll be another punt. This one low.
Yeah, definitely a good call to make Crawfordsville kick it again. Now your field position's a little bit better. You've got an opportunity to not have to, go 85 yards here. It's 70, a little bit better odds to try and get yourself a score and get control of the game.
Yeah, Lalo Castillo wants a better drive than the last one. Of course, it's been a slow night for both offenses from a scoring perspective. Castillo sends the man in motion. And right up the middle is Nelson Ana Ramirez, but nowhere to go. So no gain on that. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Cardenas does a nice job here. He comes and cleans it up. But you have to give also credit to Isaac Brackett, the defensive end. He did a nice job pushing the Frankfort offensive tackle back, allowed Cardenas then to come over the top and make the play for a 2-yard gain.
Clock rolling with just over 5.5 to go. Castillo dropping back. He's going to throw it. Launches it downfield and way over the head of his intended target, which was Caden Jarman. We haven't said his name at all tonight.
No,
Jarman was a big factor the last time we called these games. He was a big threat with that huge frame. He's 6'4", 195.
Yeah, it's just a shame with the inexperience at the quarterback spot that it doesn't allow those receivers to shine. Frankfort did a good job protecting the quarterback there, allowing him to get outside, have a chance to complete a pass, but also Crawfordsville was all over that deep route and forced the incompletion.
Third down and 8. Man, always coming in motion there. Castillo escapes the pocket. He'll take it for himself. Still on his feet, fighting his way for the first down. Did he get there? That's the question.
Looks like he might be a little bit short. Again, as Isaac Brackett did a nice job. They're trying to run that sprint out pass to the left again. Brackett did a great job forcing Castile back inside where he really had no choice but to try and get out the back door to see if he could get the first down, and he ended up short. Again, if I'm Frankfort, I don't have anything to lose here. I've got to go for it.
Definitely 4-down territory, holding on. Hope that just a single touchdown is going to tip the scales of this game.
I don't think you want to try and get into any sort of hard count or anything with a new quarterback in here. They're going to run a play.
And so there will be a timeout on the field. And we will take this opportunity to thank our network that many of you are watching us on, the ISC Sports Network. Stay connected to the ISC all season long by downloading ISC Sports Network's app from your favorite app stores. Watch all the games live or from the archives. The ISC Sports Network local lives here in this broadcast, a paid partnership between the Hot Dog Network and the ISC Sports Network. Huge shout out to our student-led crew here at Frankfort High School. And, yeah, check them out on YouTube as well. You see there. But, Dale, 5:18 to go in this third quarter. A long game. It's requiring a whole lot of patience for both offenses. And now we finally start to see teams go for it on fourth down and deep into their own territory to boot.
Yeah, I don't think they really have a choice here. They've got to go for it. I don't think they were trying to look like run motion back to the boundary, maybe try and come back to the field, but Crawfordsville didn't adjust. Now Crawfordsville is going to bring pressure here.
It's a fumble, and this thing's going way back. It looked like Castillo had a hand on it, and nobody too excited, so I believe it will stay with Frankfort. Another tough snap there.
Yeah, it was a little high, a little hot, and Castillo couldn't recover it. So it's going to be a turnover on downs here fortunately for Frankfort, giving Crawfordsville some really good field position. And, again, I'd be surprised to see Crawfordsville come out and throw the football here. They've been running it. They've been pretty solid. I would see them continuing to attack with that isolation play and just trying to churn up some yards here, churn some clock.
Yeah, well, it might have been Castillo might have fell on it, but it might as well have been a fumble because they'll get the ball right from there anyway.
Yeah, turnover one way or the other.
So 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line for the visiting Athenians. Patton hands it off right up the middle, about 4-yard gain. And that was Cardenas who goes right. Simple play design. Send the halfback right up the middle and get a couple of yards. That ground and pound offense that we expected from Crawfordsville now showing itself in this third quarter.
Yeah, Evans McMore again did a nice job coming off. That would have been a huge play if he wouldn't have beat that block and made that tackle because there's all sorts of space for Cardenas there.
Patton hands it off to Cardenas again, who's up the right side and takes a huge hit. And check out Emmanuel Carrillo.
Keep calling Evans McCora again blew that thing up, and Barkley had a shot to Chris Gill. Jehoza had a shot to make a tackle there for no gain. Wasn't able to do it, but still it's 3rd and 4 here. Again, 4-down territory, though, for Crawfordsville.
3rd and 3 on the 18, just over 4 to go. Patton hands it off to Bowman. Bowman bullying his way to the first down marker. We'll see what they say.
No, I think he's short.
And, yeah, 4-down territory, so it's got to be close, maybe a yard or less than that. Probably be 4th and 1, and if they weren't kicking into the wind, this is where you might see the field goal unit, but it's not really an option right now.
Yeah, not tonight. At least not going in this direction.
Patton Give and go to Cardenas, who has some space. And he'll pick up the first down, no question.
Cardenas did a nice job. The hole got stuffed. We keep calling Evans McCord here tonight. He did a nice job squeezing the hole, but Cardenas was able to bounce it outside. Unfortunately, nobody came over the top for Frankfort there. Cardenas was able to pick up the first down.
So it'll be 1st and 10 with 3 minutes to go. This is looking more like Crawfordsville's regular offense. Cardania right side, tripped up. Struggling to get up. He might be a little banged up after that one.
Yeah, as Castillo, going both ways now, playing quarterback and in the secondary, came up and made a really nice tackle and may have, at least for a play, knocked Cardenas out of the game.
I bet we'll see him again.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be back.
But if you stop play for an injury, if you stop the clock, you have to sit out at least one play. So 2nd down and 7. Ball in the 9. The Athenians within striking distance. Patton, left side. There goes Bowman into the end zone for his 2nd score of the night. Crawfordsville picks up the touchdown. How about the Athenians getting it done at the end of this 3rd quarter? And a Bowman, again, using that 200-pound frame to bully his way into the end zone and pick up 6 for the visitors.
Yeah, again, it was the isolation play, and Frankfort did a nice job squeezing it inside, forcing Bowman to bounce. The linebackers, unfortunately, didn't scrape up over the top and allow Bowman pretty much an opportunity to walk in the end zone. That was a pretty costly turnover for Frankfort there on the 4th down play, giving Crawfordsville a short field and a chance. Obviously, the chance here they scored. Now they're going to go for 2.
Yes, they will. So not going to kick it away. They'll go for 2. It's a pass left side. Flag thrown. And he didn't get it regardless. That was Ethan McLemore.
Yeah, the call's going to be a block in the back right there on Underwood, so it doesn't matter anyways. He didn't score, so it's going to be no good. Frankfort will decline the penalty, and the try will be no good.
So 18-7 will be the score. Crawfordsville has 3 touchdowns, but has not capped it off with an extra point or 2-point conversion each time. Frankfort only with 7 points. Dale, you got to look at your guys and say, okay, comeback starts right now. There's no time to waste with only 2 minutes in this quarter, 12 in the next.
Yeah, they need another good kick return right here to give themselves field position. I'd be surprised if they kick it to Burge again, but with the way the wind is moving the football, that might be easier said than done. But this is a big drive here for Frankfort. They really need to get some points on the board. I think they have an opportunity as Crawfordsville is really starting to take over on the line of scrimmage again and pretty much just running the ball at will.
You can see the pink stands there, visitor side. Chilly night in Frankfort.
Chilly and wet. I'm glad we're in the press box.
Yeah, the only way we could see it's raining is coming off of the lights there.
Yeah. When I coached, I always hated the rain.
Not a shorts guy.
No, not a shorts guy, and I'd have all the rain gear on and everything I could find.
So Crawfordsville to kick away. That's Javier Resto. Resto tries the onside kick. And they'll try to trick Frankfort into touching it, I believe.
Yeah, ball's got to go 10 yards for the kicking team to recover it. And you've got to be a little bit smarter there if you're in those blue jerseys to just stay away from it when it's evident the ball is going to die there, 5-6 yards from the spot of the kick. So Frankfort's they didn't need a big kick return to get it, to get the football. They're going to get it here off the failed onside kick attempt.
I'm just not sure about that play call.
Yeah, I'm not either. I would have kicked that. You're up 2 scores. They haven't moved the ball except for a long run, and now trying an onside kick. I'd have just kicked it away and, let's go play football.
Yeah, they almost got Caden Jarman, but he jumped at the absolute last second.
Yeah, you just got to be smarter when you're in a blue jersey to stay away from something like that.
About 2.5 to go. Here's Castillo. Hands it off to Honor. And Honor just about 5 yards on the gain.
That could have been a big play for Honor. Antonio Madrigal, a defensive end for Crawfordsville, was able to beat his block and get in there and make a tackle. Actually, I guess it was only for about a 2-yard gain, 3-yard gain. Having a little trouble getting a stick set over there. But nice play by Madrigal to beat the block, and I thought Honor was going to get some yards there.
Still a lot of football left to be played. Momentum kind of up in the air right now. As Castillo takes the snap. Honor. Now, Dale, we've seen it almost every snap this half for Frankfort. They constantly send the man in motion. Of course, they got burned for it once the center snapped it into the wide receiver on accident. But why do they keep sending a man in motion?
Usually you're going to try and move the secondary, but Crawfordsville is just staying in their two safety high shell and aren't really adjusting to the motion. So, then the next step would be to take and maybe toss it to the motion man or throw a little bubble screen to him. But again, with your third string quarterback, the way the weather conditions are with the wind and the rain, are you going to actually do that? I don't know. But that would be the theory, I would think, behind it.
And we'll see Castillo do it again. This is a handoff to Honor, who breaks free. And that's exactly the kind of slot he needed to gain some positive yards. Great run block offense there.
Yeah, so what Frankfort did that time is we call it a fold block, where the guard blocks out and the tackle wraps around, comes up inside on the inside linebacker. So they ran that little fold scheme and were able to get the push that they needed for Honor to pick up those 8-9 yards and get that first down. Really good play designed by the Frankfort offensive staff there.
Under 30 seconds to go here in this quarter, but play clock at 12, so we will see a play, and we do, as brought down in the backfield is Castillo.
I think there was a little miscommunication there. Looked like Honoro went right and Castillo went left, and Castillo was left with the football there. Smart play, though, by a backup quarterback to not try and make something happen, just eat it, take the loss, but protect the football and live for another play.
18-7 the score after 3 quarters of football. We still have 12 fresh minutes your way on the ISC Sports Network and the Hot Dog Network. We're going to take a short break as we reset quarters. We'll be right back.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable!
Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die.
Inconceivable!
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable!
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
We are back here in Frankfort, 18-7 the score now, and begin the fourth quarter of play. So 12 minutes left to prove yourself in the last quarter of the regular season here at the Yard at Frankfort on senior night. And there's a bobbled snap. Ball is still loose before eventually somebody in a blue jersey jumps on top of it. That was the 15 jersey there, Garrick Burge. And, yeah, that ball very slippery, and that's when the weather, you can really feel it.
Yeah, the snap was a little bit high. I'm sure the ball's a little slick. Really, the center's got to look at that football. If he doesn't like it, he's got to ask the umpire to try and wipe it off. I guess the rain must not be coming down as hard because they're not they're not wiping the footballs off. Of course, I look, the umpire doesn't have a towel either, but you know, he really he should, when it's raining, he should have a towel so he can keep those balls dry.
Castillo going to air it out. Nice little completion there. And Caden Jarman getting started.
Yeah, it was his first catch of the night. Just a little out route to Jarman, and Castillo was able to turn the corner on the sprint out and was able to complete the pass to give Frankfort an opportunity here on fourth down here, manageable opportunity to get to at least have a better opportunity at a first down here.
Yeah, fourth down and 13, and they're going to go for it. So they'd have to punt into the wind otherwise.
They really don't have a choice here when you're down 18-7 in a game like this. You've got to go for it here.
Little wildcat action as Castillo airs it out. And he was looking for, I can't see his number 7 there, Cohen Dunn.
Again, it's trying to burn a little sprint out pass and just hit Dunn over on the sidelines. Wouldn't have been enough for a first down if he would have completed it. But they're really having, Frankfort's really having issues with the snap right here. Again, that motion man was awfully close when the ball was snapped to getting hit again. And they've really got to figure this out. Castillo's got to figure out when to call for the snap here and make sure that they don't run into that situation again.
Caden Patton giving some marching orders, 1st and 10 on the 39. Patton hands it right off to Zach Bowman, who doesn't have a lot of competition to be our player of the game tonight.
Yeah, Zach has done a really nice job, really hard runner right here, getting a lot of yards after contact, really churning those legs, doing a nice job. And again, Crawfordsville just run that little isolation play. If I'm over there calling plays, they're just going to keep running it and running it and running it until Frankfort can prove they can stop it.
Under 10 to go. Patton with the handoff there up the middle. It'll be enough for a first down.
Cardenas again, same thing. They just ran the isolation play to the right this time, and you know, Bowman got a nice block there. But the front five for Crawfordsville is really pushing the Frankfort defensive line back and allowing these nice holes to open up for Crawfordsville to continue to get first downs.
1st and 10 on the 48. Patton to Cardenas. Up that right side, a nice gain. And this is what we saw out of the at least Cardenas in the first quarter, was those nice little 6-yard, 7-yard pickups to make second down extremely manageable.
Yeah, and you know, this two-back offense that Crawfordsville has been running here. Now, again, it was a few weeks ago when I did their game, but they did not show a lot of this two-back, and it's really proved to be very effective for them, which may be an adjustment that might help them next week in the first round of the playoffs.
And Cardenas, first down, still on his feet, just to about the 31, excuse me.
Again, it's the same thing. We're just running that isolation play. You could just have a recording and just keep hit repeat. For me, keep saying isolation play, but that's all it is. Cardenas does a nice job lowering his shoulder there at the end. You got to like that. If you're the running backs coach, a nice physical run by Cardenas to finish that off.
And there's an injured player down for Frankfort. And we'll see who it is momentarily. James Byers taking a walk out there. Can't really see the number. It's 36 I see on his helmet there. So Emmanuel Carrillo, excuse me.
Yeah, one of the outside linebackers for the Mike linebacker for Frankfort. It's a shame. You hate to see anybody get hurt, especially, you know, last home game of the year, getting ready for the playoffs, and somebody's got to go down. Just hate to see that.
Some score updates for you. Kokomo and Lafayette Jeff still 22-14 there. Tri-West beat Southmont 35-0 final score. We'll take a look at what else is going on. Here's that injury, and you can see him just hit the ground there pretty hard.
It looks like his right leg got. You almost think it looked like a knee hyperextension, but they're actually working on his calf. So you hope that it's not some sort of an Achilles injury. But he's definitely hurting. That leg is can't put any weight on that leg.
Manuel Carrillo most likely done for the evening. We'll get a round of applause as he comes off on senior night. Now he is just a freshman, so I have a few more of these to go in his career.
Well, Crawfordsville again has really showed a little bit more physicality up front with their offensive line versus the Frankfort defensive line. I'm kind of surprised Frankfort hasn't tried to, really slant those defensive ends and tackles inside, and maybe even bring some pressure off the edge to try to limit the runs here. But they're just sitting in their base defense, and Crawfordsville is just having their way with them tonight.
And check in on Crawfordsville's opponent for next week, Western Boone. They're beating Lebanon 30-6 in the fourth quarter at the moment. And remember, Lebanon shut out Crawfordsville 35-0.
Yeah,
so a tough test.
Crawfordsville's going to have their hands full next week for sure. But let's get through this week first, right?
Cardenas right up the middle there. Not much of a gain, but that'll move the offense down the field just a little bit. I wouldn't expect to see much more of the air attack after some of the disastrous results earlier in this game.
Yeah, not with the way the weather is. I think it's just a challenge to get the quarterback-center exchange here with the wind, with the wet football. Really Crawfordsville, I think, is going to stay away from throwing the football. They're just going to run the ball. They're doing a good job of controlling the line of scrimmage, and they're just going to stay with this tackle-to-tackle run.
A nice little fake left side. There goes Patton. Frankfort defense able to put a contain on that before much damage is done.
Yeah, Quincy Perry from the safety spot, so they went with a little zone read play right there. Chance to pull the ball and try and get to the edge, and actually it was a really good call from the Crawfordsville standpoint because Frankfort did run a little stunt up inside, took the defensive ends, wrapped them around the tackles. Great call for the ISO play. Unfortunately, Crawfordsville came with the zone read, but give Quincy Perry some props there for coming out of secondary, because if he doesn't come up and make that tackle, Caleb Patton's got got a short track in front of him to the end zone.
3rd down and 4, ball on the 26. Another run there from Zach Bowman, who's pushed way back. Credit a whole bunch of people with that stop.
Wyatt Criswell, though, at the defensive end spot, did a nice job coming off the block, got his hands on Bowman, and then let his buddies come in and try and help finish him off. But there's a really nice play by Criswell, defeating the block of the left tackle and making, a negative yardage play. Big play for Frankfort there, putting Crawfordsville into 4th and long.
It'll be about 4th down and 8 as the clock rolls. So now we cross the 7-minute mark as they'll go for it on 4th down. He's going to air it out, taking a shot down to the end zone. Caught! What a catch. What a snag for Ethan McLemore, who's had so many opportunities this game to make a big play. And he comes up when it counts to put the final nail here in the 4th quarter. 24-7 the score. Check this lob shot out.
Patton does a really nice job. He knows he's got Macklemore with some height at 6 foot, chance to go up and make a play, throws it up, and Macklemore does a nice job. But if you notice, Macklemore was basically at the bottom of the numbers, which is what I talked about earlier, and he gave Patton an opportunity to have some space to drop that football in instead of running out of bounds. So nice throw, nice catch, and that's probably going to do it here tonight for Crawfordsville.
Extra point is up and good. So the first either point after or 2-point conversion for Crawfordsville comes in the fourth quarter. That will make the score 25-7. Starting to look dark for the Hot Dogs, who just haven't had much going beyond a brief brush at the end of the second quarter. I think that was the best hot dog football we saw all night, was at the end of that second quarter.
Yeah, the long run and then the nice defensive stand, so to speak, to keep Crawfordsville from scoring at the end of the half. But Crawfordsville's offensive line is pretty much taken over right now, and obviously they finished it off with a pass play right there. But you got to give the Crawfordsville coaching staff props there. Made the right call at the right time. It was a nice throw by Patton. And really, as you said, put the nail in the coffin, so to speak.
So they will kick it away into the win this time. So probably not another onside kick call. Javier Resto to boot it away for the Athenians. If Crawfordsville wins, they'll go to 3-6 on the season. But still a lot of football to play. It's a squib kick to about the 40. More great field position. And, Dale, when you start to change up the kickoff strategy, you just open the door for great field position to your opponent.
Yeah, I'm not quite understanding what the reason behind doing that is. I mean, I know they had Burge had the one really nice kickoff return. But all you're doing is giving them the ball at the 40-yard line, 45-yard line. I'd still in this situation kick it deep, especially when you got the wind at your back. We saw in the first half with the wind is back, Crawfordsville's kicker was able to put the ball in the end zone. I would just allow him to kick right there with the wind in his back.
Frankfort will go against the wind. Lilo Castillo will finish off the game as a quarterback. Castillo hands it off right up the middle. And wow, if he had hung on to that one and dropped back, Garrick Burge was all alone in the middle of the field.
Yes, he was. Unfortunately, it was a run. It was a run all the way. Frankfort's got him back into the underneath center. I don't know if it's because of the problems they've been having with the quarterback center exchange and the shotgun. Although with a wet ball and an inexperienced quarterback, this can be an issue as well.
Yeah, rain still sprinkling down here. And Frankfort just going to run right up the middle.
Yeah, I think that the issue with the tight fullback right here and taking the snap from underneath centers, you don't allow Honoro, who's a really good athlete, to be able to use his vision to cut. He pretty much has to go straight ahead. So if you're not dominating up front, it's going to be very difficult for him to pick up, a lot of yards, to keep the chains moving.
On third down, they'll run again. Nelson Honor is going to stay on his feet and pick up the first down. How about that? And a big hit there for, unfortunately, you still see Nelson Honor pop up. There he is. He's all good.
Yeah, so that time Sam Manette came over the top. He's in the position where he should be from that safety spot to take that cutback away, but he can't make that tackle. That's twice that Honoro has beaten him, although the last time it was the touchdown. This time it wasn't quite a touchdown, but it was enough of a run for a first down.
Over the course of this season, the Hot Dogs have been most successful in the fourth quarter, scoring an average of 5.2. That's 2 better than any other quarter. Pitch it and wait for Quincy Perry, who just hasn't had enough open field to really show off his legs. Perry is extremely fast. He can also get up and grab the ball, but just not a lot of opportunities to showcase his skills tonight.
Yeah, Zach Bowman did a nice job reading the toss sweep and was able to get over the top, scrape over the top, and make that play to hold Quincy to about a 3-yard gain. That's an excellent play from the linebacker there.
2nd down and 7, 4.5 to go. And Nelson, feed the beast, picks up another large gain, and Nelson Honor is peaking here in this 4th quarter. Would have been nice to feed him a little bit more throughout the game if that's really what's going to work for Frankfort.
Yeah, I mean, Honor right there runs right through Castile and Cardenas and Bowman, the two inside linebackers, with a very, very powerful run. So, again, it's a 3rd down manageable. I mean, this is 4-down territory. And again, if I'm Frankfurt, you got to give it to number 1 here and just let him try and eat this up.
They will instead go with Burge.
And, of course, Burge gets the 1st down, so I guess that's why I'm sitting up here and they're down there calling the game. But nice job on the toss play. They get linemen out in front. That was Julio Rivera pulling out in front to give Burge a crease to get the 1st down.
So Frankfurt marching right down very quietly.
They are burning a lot of time, though. That's the issue here.
Yeah, 3.5 to go. Had this possession going for about 2 minutes of game time. And Castillo just nowhere to go. And he'll get taken down by a whole pack of Athenians.
Yeah, it looked like the timing was off here. Castillo went right, Honoro went left. It definitely somebody was mistaken right there, and that ended up in a net negative yardage play, unfortunately for Frankfurt.
Bring up 2nd down, loss of 1, 2nd down and 11. Ball's right there on that 27-yard line. Still a lot of green space to go. 2 men go in motion, and the ball snapped anyway. And so Nelson Honor recovers it and actually gets some positive yardage.
Yeah,
but that play is blown dead.
Yeah, it's going to come back. They actually, if both receivers, if they would have reset themselves again before the ball was snapped, they could have actually had a legal play there. But they were both moving. Ball got snapped. Again, just miscommunication between the center and the quarterback on when that football is supposed to get snapped. It's hard to tell in the booth here whether they're using some sort of a audible count or a silent count or what, but they've really been struggling with the center quarterback exchange here, especially in the 2nd half.
Wind can't make it any easier. 2.5 to go now. Castillo dropping back. Gets rid of it down the sideline. Nice little check over there to Quincy Perry.
It did a nice job of Honoro, along with the offensive tackle, do a nice job sealing the edge to give Castillo a chance to get the ball out to Perry, who picks up a 1st down. That was a well-executed play.
I thought he was just throwing it away. It turns out he had a pretty great target with his hands up. 2:20 on the clock. This game wrapping up. Again, sectionals begin next week. As here's Castillo. He'll roll right this time. Throw out of pressure. It's caught. And the ball pops loose, and Crawfordsville has it. And there's an injured Athenian on the play as well. But, hey, check this out again. It's a complete pass. Just doesn't get the grip he wants on it, and that ball must have been freshly greased up.
Yeah, Castillo does a nice job. He's got pressure in his face. He avoids the sack. He steps up. He finds Cohen Dunn open, and Dunn's able to turn and get upfield, but just did not protect the football, and ball gets punched out. Crawfordsville has it with an opportunity here to run the clock out. Frankfort's got 1 timeout left, but it's going to be pretty much dash the hopes of the Hot Dogs here tonight with that turnover.
The injured player was Zach Bowman, and he was up almost immediately under his own power. Almost looked like he got the wind knocked out of him. But on the topic of the 44 jersey, Dale, is there any other choice for player of the game?
No, Zach Bowman has been getting it done on offense. He's been getting it done on defense. Has really been a force all night tonight for the Athenians, and he'd get my vote for sure.
And so this one going to Cardenas. And he's going to be stopped shy of the first down as the flag is called.
Yeah, face mask, I think. Right there. Yeah, called face mask. So I was surprised that only one flag came out. Oh, he's saying horse collar, but I think that's what that was.
Unfortunately, they don't have the sideline replay booth.
Yeah, well, it was still a penalty. Whatever it was still a penalty.
Can't do that.
Yeah, it just wasn't the right call, I don't think. I mean,
so horse collar face mask.
Horse collar face mask.
Yeah.
I don't know. Horse collar is when they grab the back of the jersey, not when he comes over the top like that. So, if anything, it's a face mask.
And 2 minutes to go.
In my humble opinion.
2 minutes to go on first down. The clock resets, and the Athenians, they're just going to take their time here.
Yeah, let the clock run.
Play clock at 7.
Yeah, somebody flinched in the backfield. We're going to have illegal, I believe, should be illegal procedure. I'm shocked he let the play go, though.
Yeah, Cardenas was moving down the sideline, but that flag came out almost immediately after the ball was snapped.
I mean, that's an illegal shift. He should have just blown it dead right there.
And so this thing coming back, both at the end of the half and now here at the end of the game, play slowing way down in the final minute. So illegal shift pushes him back. So there we go with.
Looks like we're going to go into victory formation here, which I'm kind of surprised a little bit early for that, especially when it's third down.
I think it might be 1st and 15. I think that.
Oh yeah, it is. You're right. It's first and 15. I'm sorry. I'm looking.
Oh,
at
you're
the sticks.
Good. I think the sticks have been off a little bit later in this game. So yeah, it'll be 2nd down and 15 now, with a minute to go. Might take the delay.
No, they reset the play clock.
Fans moving towards the exits here in Frankfort. And so, yeah, a great performance from Crawfordsville, who struggled with injury mid-game, was able to fill those holes with a new quarterback who more than proved himself. Caden Patton came in and got the job done.
Yeah, Patton did a very nice job tonight managing the offense. Obviously had the nice touchdown throw down here and a couple other nice throws earlier in the second quarter as well. And you have to give Crawfordsville some props here tonight. Overcame some adversity and was able to get the win tonight.
And that'll do it as both teams come out to shake hands. So that score you see on the bottom of your screen will be final. Crawfordsville wins it 25-7. And that is the end of regulation and the end of the regular season. The Athenians will close out at 3-6 overall. Hot Dogs 1-8. So still in search of win number 2. The Athenians picking up their first win since week 2 and their first Sagamore Conference victory here in Frankfort. You have taken in the game on ISC Sports Network and the Hot Dog Network. J.D. Arlett and Dale Carlson. Dale, what was one thing that you really liked from both sides before we go?
Well, you have to, Frankfort finally got on a roll, moving a little bit to make some plays. It's a shame they couldn't get that offense rolling a little bit earlier in the ball game. I really liked the way that Crawfordsville just controlled the line of scrimmage both on offense and defense. They were able to pile up a lot of rushing yards, pretty much shut the Frankfort offense down except for the one big play and that one drive here in the end of the third quarter. So Crawfordsville's definitely got some momentum. They're going to have big tasks next week, but they've got some momentum going into the playoffs, and that's what you want to have is a win as you get into the postseason.
And the postseason is on the way for both of these squads as you take a look at their final moments of regular season. Frankfort to play Kokomo, Crawfordsville to play Western Boone, and this one decided by a whole lot of points, but I think it was a lot closer than that scoreboard reveals. And then, of course, Frankfort hanging in there, playing through injury, shifting things around. It just seems like their back is up against the wall, and they were able to not get shut out. I think that's a win. A lot to take away from this game, and certainly some improvements and adjustments to be made as they learn a new offense heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely, and you're right. You do have to give Frankfort some credit here, with their third-string quarterback. So many things, as we talked about during the game, from center quarterback exchange to cadence, so many things that can make it very difficult to move the football, and Frankfort actually had some success moving the football in the second half. It just wasn't enough tonight, but hopefully that'll help them next week when they have to play Kokomo in the first round.
So you took in the game on ISC Sports Network and the Hot Dog Network as we take a look at some of the late game highlights. Of course, both of these squads going to have a lot to think over, a lot of ice baths going on, playing through adversity with injury and also with weather, not making it easy, almost a hostile environment as rain continues to fall over the yard. The wind and the rain have a habit of picking up right when football becomes important in late October.
Yeah, it's that time of the year, and you got to learn to deal with the elements. And really, pretty much, I think Friday night football, at least in Central Indiana, we haven't had a lot of rain this year or heavy winds like this, and so the conditions made it challenging. We saw that with a couple of throws where the wind moved the pass, from a sideline back in the middle of the field. We saw it with quarterback center exchanges in the shotgun where balls got blown the right way. So. It was interesting with the weather, but it was a great win for Crawfordsville tonight.
All right, that'll do it here in Frankfort for our broadcast crew. As you see some of the late game highlights roll in, 25-7 the final score. The Crawfordsville Athenians in white come up victorious, and that'll do it for our student-led crew here in the Frankfort press box. So thanks so much for wherever you are for tuning in to the ISC Sports Network and the Hot Dog Network. We'll see you next time, and we'll see you in the postseason.
Running a small business. Your hands are full. We can help. FiberHawk partners with local companies by providing business-class internet, phone, TV, and customized bundles to meet your needs. Our fiber-powered system delivers reliable speed with enhanced security. Running a business is tough. Contact FiberHawk today and let our expert team give you a hand.
At Defining Looks on Sagamore Parkway North in Lafayette, talk to a specialist and discuss your specific needs for wigs or toppers. Defining Looks is committed to helping anyone experiencing hair loss to lead a normal lifestyle. Our wigs are of the highest quality, allowing us to customize to your personal style. Shop our large selection for your medical, cosmetic, or fashion needs. Confident, bold, and fashionable. Be your own kind of beautiful at Defining Looks. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram.